While it's maybe felt like it's flown by tonight, the Braves officially kick off the second half of the season. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lowell Park. Jordan Palacio here alongside Sam Wiederhaft. And Sam, we've heard Harvey Shapiro say he likes to split the season into four quarters, four 11-game seasons. First quarter of the season, Braves went 5-6. Around that 500 mark. However, the last quarter only going 3-8. What do you think the Braves need to do differently here in this third quarter of the season?
I think it just comes down to consistency. This Braves team can go out and have a performance like last night where they win 14-0, and then they can come out against the last time like they played against Cotuit and only get 2 hits. So I think they need to work on consistency. And at some point in this stretch, Jordan, they need to go on a run and win a couple games in a row. They only have a tight lead on Hyannis right now for that 4th spot in the West, the last spot to get a playoff spot as we look more forward as we're in the second half of the season now. So I think consistency is the one thing they really need to build off of, get a few wins in a row, and really solidify that 4th spot, which looks like it's going to be that race is going to be between Bourne and Hyannis.
Yeah, you mentioned that race, and we'll touch on that in a second. But the Braves 14-0 winners last night against the Falmouth Commodores. Very hot team, winning 6 out of the last 7. Now tonight, they take on the first place Cotuit Kettleers, and they're 2-0 against the Braves so far this season. It was a 4-1 loss and then an 8-6 loss. What do we know about this Cotuit team?
Well, this Cotuit team likes to hit, especially against the Bourne Braves. It was 14 hits against the Braves in the first game, and it was 11 hits in the second game. This Cotuit team is tough. They have one of the top averages. Aubrey Major is somebody to watch out for in the Cotuit lineup that has really smashed the Braves. So if you're looking at the Braves' perspective, good pitching is going to be the key to getting a victory against this Cotuit team. But they lead the West, coming off a huge win against Wareham for the top spot in the Western Division. So they're hot, and they're going to be coming against the Braves, playing some of their best baseball of the season.
Yeah, and the Braves did extinguish the fire from Falmouth last night. And you mentioned right now the Braves, as it stands, coming to this game, 5 points ahead of Hyannis. And every game feels like a chess move to find that final 4th spot, doesn't it, Sam?
Yeah, it does. And that 4th spot is going to come down to the Braves and Hyannis. The Braves have really slipped from that top spot. It's really a 3-team race between Cotuit, Falmouth, and Wareham for that top spot. So heading toward the bottom half, Hyannis seems like they're going to be really battling the Braves. And the good thing is that Hyannis really has only been able to beat the Braves. 3 of their 5 wins have come against Bourne, but I think the Braves can only control. I said this in the pregame show. The Braves can only control what they can control, and they can win ball games. They'll get that 4th spot, and they'll make their way into the playoffs.
Well, it's sure to be a good game tonight here from Lowell Park. We'll pause now for the national anthem, and the second half of the season gets underway. Coming up next on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Just moments away from first pitch between the Bourne Braves and the Cotuit Kettleers here from Lowell Park. Jordan Palacio here alongside Sam Wiederhalf. Let's go over the starting lineup for the Bourne Braves. Judd Fabian leads things off in center field, followed by Xavier Warren at third base. Cade Beloso at first base in the 3 spot. Cleaning things up today is Jimmy Glowenke at short, Cody Morissette at second, then Jared Poland DHing today in the 6th hole. Kyle Hess in right in the 7th spot. Jacob Campbell behind the dish today, batting 8th, and rounding out the starting 9 is Giovanni DiGiacomo in center field. And Braves are going up against Beck Way, who we've already seen once before this season, Sam.
Yeah, Way from Belmont Abbey College, a righty, rising junior, 6'3", 190 pounds. He did pitch against the Braves in the first matchup on July 2nd, a 4-1 victory for the Kettleers. He went 1/3 of an inning, walking 2 of the 3 batters he faced on the season, has a 1.17 ERA, 2-win, 1-loss record. He's pitched in 8 games, but this is the first game that he started this year, has pitched 7 2/3 innings on the season, striking out 9, walking 7, and only allowing 6 hits on the year. Last appearance was July 6th against Chatham in a 5-3 loss for the Kettleers. Didn't record an out, only faced 1 batter, and gave up a hit. So he faces the Bourne Braves in his first start of the season, Jordan.
First start of the season, and it's going to be his 9th appearance as well, defensively for the Kettleers. At catcher today is Cody Pasick. We saw him last time these two teams played. At first base, it's Mason McWhorter. Nick Gonzalez at second. At short, it's Adam Oviedo. At third, Casey Schmidt, who's been a thorn in the side, to say the least, for this Braves team. Robbie Martin out in left field. In center field today, it's Parker Chavers. And in right field, Aubrey Major. Kettleers are coached by Mike Roberts, and of course the Braves managed by Harvey Shapiro. Just moments away here from first pitch. The Braves coming in tonight's game at 8-14. Currently lead Hyannis by 5 points for that last spot to make the playoffs, that 4th spot in the West Division. Cotuit comes in today, fresh off a win off the Wareham Gatemen last night, to claim the first position in the West Division. Judd Fabian about to step in, and we are almost underway here from Lowell Park on this Tuesday, July 9th of 2019. Back away, the right-hander comes set. Hands me at the chin, kicks and fires the first pitch. Fabian takes it out to deep left field, back on it, all the way up to the wall, and it is out of here. Say adios, Judd Fabian, first pitch of the game, and the Braves already have a 1-0 lead.
For the second time this season, Judd Fabian leads off a game with a solo shot. Fabian, after coming off a tough game last night, went 0 for 3, welcomes Beck Way to the starting role that he takes on tonight with a big solo shot to left center field to lead the Braves off with a 1-0 lead.
Could not script a better start for the Braves. Very first pitch, and the Bravos already on the board. Now Xavier Warren looks to keep the momentum going here. Batting from the left spot. First pitch to Warren misses outside. Warren batting .253 on the year. 19 hits, leads the way for the Bravos. Warren now tied for the most amount of home runs at 2 with Judd Fabian. 1-0 now. Slides into the zone right at the knees. 80 miles an hour there. Evens the count up at 1-1.
Fabian last night was one of the only hitters to not get a hit. He got on base with a walk in that game, but a strange 0 for 3 out of the leadoff hole. But he puts all that behind him, leading it off with a homer.
There's the 1-1. Swung on and missed. Way got Warren a chase. And we know, Sam, that the ball flies a lot here. Ball flew all the way over the fence in left center field, just by the scoreboard. Here's the 1-2 to Warren. Breaking ball that finds the outside corner. Warren also leads the team in strikeouts, and he goes down looking for the first out.
Yeah, not the way to start out the game for Xavier Warren, but you mentioned how the ball flies, and I think it's interesting. Every single park that we've been to that has a tree lining outfield, the ball seems to carry a lot more. Now at Doran Park, there's no trees in the outfield. It's basically just an open field. There's some trees farther out, but I think that allows the wind to really blow in. Here, the wind is completely stopped by the trees, and it blows out. So the ball carries a lot better here. We saw it in batting practice, and Judd Fabian takes advantage of it.
Here's Cade Beloso now, and he looks at a first pitch strike right at the knees. Beloso, .353 average for this Braves team. 1 home run, 3 doubles, and It's important to note for him, he has reached base in every single game he's played. That's 12 for 12. 0-1 misses down and low. Count evens at a ball and a strike now.
Yeah, had a big one last night, 2 for 3 with an RBI, a run scored, and a walk against the Commodores. Make that 2 RBIs for him on the season now.
1-1 is swung on and missed, falls behind 1-2 now. And Veloso debuting the mutton chop look, we called it.
Yeah. He had it for last night's game, and it's obviously continuing with the result of last night.
Says he likes to change up his look every single time he goes over. Here's the 1-2. Way up and out. Count evens at two balls and 2 strikes now. Veloso mentions his reach base in every single game he's played in the Braves uniform. He also has hits in 10 out of 12 of those games. Here's the 2-2 from Way. Down and low. Count fills up now to 3-2 to Veloso, who he himself, Sam, is a base magnet.
Yeah, you mentioned the streak. He's basically guaranteed to get on base every single game, and that creates runs as well for the Braves.
Here's a 3-2 to Veloso. Breaking ball just missed the zone. Missed the zone low, and Veloso continues that streak here in the first inning. Make it a perfect 13 for 13. A lucky 13 for Veloso, and up steps Jimmy Glowinski.
Yeah, make that 11 walks for him on the season as well. A great take on a pitch that was really close to the zone from Beck Way, but Cade Veloso gets the call, and he leads off with a walk, and he gets on first.
Jimmy Glowinski now stepping in. Out of Dallas Baptist, just DH'd yesterday. Way throws over to first base. Veloso's back in without a slide. Glowinski batting .266 so far on the season. First pitch to him, breaking ball that finds a zone right at the bottom. Glowinski last night 1 for 3, 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Very run-heavy night for J-Glow. Veloso the runner at first here. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball that finds the zone once again right at the knees. And now Way has an OT lead over Glowinski.
And Glowinski started off the scoring last night with a sacrifice fly in the first inning. Little did he know 13 more runs would come after that.
Here's the 0-2 to Glowinski in the dirt, and Pasick, the catcher, does well to keep it in front of him. Count now at ball and 2 strikes. Glowinski, one of the most decorated freshmen at Dallas Baptist in his freshman season back in 2018. And the 1-2, Glowinski offered at it, check swing, couldn't hold up in time, and he even waited around to see what the call was. He knew it. The second strikeout is the second out of the inning.
That was a great breaking ball from Beck Way that fooled Jimmy Glowinski. A check swing couldn't hold up in time. And Beck Way's been solid this year. We mentioned the 1.17 ERA. He's given up 2 runs on the year, only 1 earned. So for Fabian to lead off with that home run, it really says a lot to get this Braves lineup already on the board against a very tough pitcher.
Cody Morissette now stepping in. First pitch to him is a strike. Fastball at 91 miles an hour, right at the bottom of the knees. Morissette, who started off this season extremely slow, has now picked his average up to over 300, batting at 306. 2 for 3 last night with a couple RBIs. Has a 6-game hit streak coming into tonight. It's the 1-2, or the 0-1, misses outside. Counting out at a ball and a strike. 6-game hitting streak, and also, Sam, a 6-game RBI streak as well.
He's got 10 RBIs in those past 6 games, and that says a lot for a guy that started off 2 for his first 18, a 111 average. He's now pushed that over 300.
1-1 is grounded over the second. That's Nick Gonzalez. Throw onto first base is in time for out number 3. However, Judd Fabian on the first pitch of the day gets the scoring started for the Braves. It's 1 run off of 1 hit and 1 left on. 1-0 Braves, and Harrison Rakowski takes them out when we come back here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Braves lead 1-0 over the Kettleers. As they head into the bottom of the first inning, let's go over the Kettleers starting 9. It's Nick Gonzalez leading off, followed by Aubrey Major out in right field. Casey Schmidt playing third in the 3 spot. Mason McWhorter cleans things up at first base. Cody Pasick, the catcher, batting 5th. Parker Chavers in center field, batting 6th. Robbie Martin out in left field. Oraj Anu DHing tonight in the 8 hole. And Adam Oviedo cleans things up, or rounds things up, I should say, at shortstop. And they're facing the Bourne ace, Sam, Harrison Rakowski.
Rakowski coming off the worst game of his summer stay so far. 4 innings pitched against Cotuit, giving up 9 hits, 2 runs, 1 of them earned, striking out 2 and walking 1. He picked up the loss in that game. On the season, he's 1-2. This will be his 5th game started, a 1.89 ERA in 19 innings pitched on the season.
First pitch to Nick Gonzalez, the leadoff, is flown out to right field. Kyle Hess over there, and he makes the catch for out number 1. First pitch and first out for Harrison Rakowski.
And Nick Gonzalez is going to be an important player to make sure the Braves hold in check. 24 games he's gotten on base, and if you go back to his stats at New Mexico State, he got on base in all 55 games he played in there. So he's got a streak of just incredible numbers of getting on base, and it's important for Rakowski to retire him for the Braves.
It's almost as important it is to retire this man, Aubrey Major, switch hitter who steps in, looks at a first pitch strike in the zone. Defensively for the Braves, they line up like this. Campbell behind the plate, Cade Beloso at first, Cody Morissette at second, Jimmy Glowinski at short, Xavier Warren at third, Judd Fabian over in left, Giovanni DiGiacomo in center, and Kyle Hess in right. And the 0-1 pitch from Rakowski is fanned at by Major. He falls behind 0-2.
Well, Major went 3 for 5 last night with a run scored. Put together a 13-pitch at-bat in the middle innings against the Braves.
0-2 misses up high. Ball on 2 strikes now. We saw Rakowski get beat up really badly. Gave up 2 runs, 1 earned against Cotuit. But the key stat was 9 hits. Here's a 1-2. Popped up just in shallow right field. Cody Morissette backing up. He's got it for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down, Sam.
Retiring the top 2 batters important for Harrison Rakowski. Cotuit is very good at getting runners on base and bringing them home, especially with your top 2. 1-2 punch of Nick Gonzalez and Aubrey Major, and they're both out here in the first inning, and Rakowski looks pretty comfortable on the mound through 2 outs.
Casey Schmidt, batting .247, now steps in, and Braves know him all too well. Made 2 incredible diving plays the last time these 2 played against each other. So he looks at a first pitch that misses the zone low for ball 1. Schmidt, of course, also pitching in both games against the Braves. 1-0. Misses up high. Count now moves to 2 balls and no strikes.
Schmidt's a dangerous hitter. Last night against Wareham, 3 for 4, 5 RBIs, and 2 doubles.
2-0 to Schmidt now. Popped up foul over the first base dugout. 2-1 to count to him now. Braves riding this big stretch of games. Started as 17 games in 16 days as the 2-1 pitch misses high. 3-1 now. Stretch now at 12 games in 12 days before the Braves' next quote-unquote off day. It's the All-Star game over at Eldridge Park next Sunday, the 21st. 3-1 pitch flown into right field. Kyle Hess under it, and he's got it with one hand for out number 3. Kettleers go 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the first inning. No runs, no hits. And when we come back, the Braves look to put a little bit of cushion on their 1-0 lead. You're watching it here on the Bourne Braves YouTube channel. Jared Poland leads us off here in the top of the second inning. It's 6-7-8 due up now for the Bravos. And Poland, when he's played on the infield, he's had a pretty good go of it. He's got a 4-game hit streak, picking up games in every single, or picking up hits, I should say, in every single game he's played. Last night against Falmouth, he went 2 for 5. 3 RBIs in that one, very quietly getting 3 RBIs. First pitch to him misses up top for ball 1. It's easy to have your 3 RBIs kind of just thrown under the carpet when the team scores 14.
Yeah, and it's also easy for Matt Lerner's pitching outing to get overlooked as well, but it was just a great game by all sides.
1-0 pitch drills him right in the back, almost in between the numbers. He shakes it off like it's no big deal, and he trots down to first base.
Yeah, Poland just getting hit right in the arm on the second pitch of the at-bat. He's over to first yet again. And Poland's a guy that I wouldn't be surprised comes into pitch in relief for Harrison Rakowski later on in the game. Last time he pitched was the first game against Hyannis, so he's had a couple days of rest. Could be a relief pitcher. We'll see.
Kyle Hess looks at a first pitch that misses the zone outside for ball 1. Hess 188 on the year. 6 for 32. Last saw him last night. He struck out in a pinch hit at bat as Way throws over to first base. And Poland is back in with a slide.
And Hess is kind of the last batter of this.
And we have another throw over. This one a little closer, but Poland's back in time yet again.
Like I was saying, Hess is kind of the last batter that the Braves are kind of waiting to heat up. He's still batting in the 100s, 6 for 32, went 0 for 1 last night, another throwdown.
Yeah, Poland has caused a little bit of a stir over there at first base. He's back in without a slide. We've seen Morissette turn it around. Right. Rivoli's had a hot couple last games.
Yep.
Here's the 1-0 now to Hess. Line drive into left field, and there's his first hit in the game. It falls short of Robbie Murray now in left field. He picks it up, throws it in, and we have a hit by pitch and a single to have runners on first and second here in the top of the second, Sam.
Oh, a lot different story than when the Braves last time played at Lowell Park last week. They only got 2 hits throughout the entire game. Now have 2 hits in the first 2 innings. The Braves putting base runners on first and second with Jake Campbell coming up, who's starting his 8th game of the year.
Yeah, that's right. Campbell on the year, 143, just 2 hits. He picked up a single and an RBI in the doubleheader against Hyannis. He squares to bunt here, pulls it back, and the pitch misses upstairs for ball 1. And looks like Carver Shapiro might be playing a little small ball here to get rid of that double play threat.
Yeah, I like this with Jake Campbell batting in the 8th spot of the lineup. He's still looking to heat things up. But he's a good batter to use to bunt some players over and get them in better scoring position to score.
Wade comes set now, decides to throw over to second base. Watch out, almost over the head of Nick Gonzalez, covering the bag. That's a dangerous throw to make. Kettleers get away with it, though, and we're ready to go here on the 1-0. Wade takes a peek over at Poland at second once again. Now comes home with the 1-0, and it misses upstairs. Count now at 2 balls and no strikes to the catcher Campbell.
Beck Way showing signs of struggle here. It's now second inning on the mound. We mentioned this is his first start of the year. He's pitched in 8 games, all in relief appearances. Now getting the ball to start his first game of the year against a Braves lineup that's coming off hot.
2-0 pitch finds the zone, and that's a much-needed strike for Way. Fastball that popped 93. Caught Campbell on the inside half, down and in. 2-1 count to him now. Poland the runner at second. Hess over at first base. 1-0 score here. Top of the second inning. Nobody out. And Braves are threatening to put some more runs on the board. 2-1. Campbell squares to bunt. Pulls it back. This is in the zone, though. Borderline pitch that gets called a strike, and now the bunt opportunity is out the window.
Pitch was a little bit outside. Campbell decided to pull the bunt away from that pitch. It was a called strike. Could have went either way, but Campbell now is forced to defend with 2 strikes.
Campbell 5 strikeouts on the season. Has to defend here. The 2-2 from Way. Breaking ball outside. The check swing went around the plate, and it's Beck Way's second strikeout of the afternoon.
And for Campbell, and now 15 at-bats, that's 6 strikeouts. He bangs the bat against his cleats in frustration. as he heads toward the dugout. He wanted to do a lot more with that at bat, trying to lay down a few bunts and get some runners over. It doesn't end up happening. And now it's DiGiacomo with a double play possibility still in play to end the inning.
And DiGiacomo batting a very quiet 278 on the year. He's 5 for 18. First pitch to him. It's grounded over to first base. Slow enough. There's no double play chance as McWhorter grabs it, steps on first himself. Everybody moves up 90 feet, but there's 2 outs here in the top of the second.
Smart play by McWhorter over at first to not throw it over to second. He retrieved the ball just to the left of the first base bag. All he had to do was put his foot on it and tag it. So runners advance with just 2 outs now, back to the top of the lineup with Fabian.
This is who the Braves want up right now. Fabian hit the home run off the first pitch of Beckway last inning. First pitch to him again is a breaking ball that catches the zone for strike 1, and Way has the early lead. I think this is a big confidence ad right here for both Fabian and for Beckway. Not a ton of wind out here at Lowell Park. Here's the 0-1. Fly ball to left field. That's Robbie Martin. He seems under it, drifting a little bit with the wind, but he makes the catch for out number 3 to retire the side. So the Braves get runners on first and second with nobody out, but cannot bring them around. It's no runs off 1 hit, 2 left on, and we'll head to the bottom of the second. The score remaining, Bourne 1 and Cotuit nothing here on the Braves Baseball Network. Bottom of the second inning, the Braves on top of Cotuit, 1-0. And it's 4, 5, 6 spots due up after the Kettleers went down in order. Mason McWhorter to lead things off here, batting .292 so far on the season. And Judd Fabian in that first pitch there, Sam, in the first inning, doing his best Pete Alonso impression.
Yeah, he did. Pete Alonso, former Bourne Brave, playing for Bourne in 2015.
First pitch to McWhorter, misses upstairs. And Pete Alonso, I thought I've heard his name in the news outlets recently.
Yeah, home run derby champion.
That's what it was.
Major League Baseball beat out Vlad Guerrero Jr.
1-0 misses in the other batter's box. Now 2-0, and Vladimir Jr. What a night for him. I saw something that said that Alonso won the Derby, but Vlad Jr. won the night, and I think that's pretty fair. 2-0 misses downstairs. Rakowski very quickly now with a 3-0 count here to McWhorter.
Oh, you're absolutely right. It was kind of like a Josh Hamilton 2008 situation where Hamilton set the record with 28 home runs but didn't end up winning. Justin Morneau ended up winning that one.
3-0 is in the zone from Rakowski. 3-1 now.
And Vladimir Guerrero Jr. completely put on a show, and I believe he would have won that Derby if he wouldn't have gotten to a battle with Jock Peterson going into 2 overtimes.
3-1 pitch is flown out to right field. Kyle Hess back at the wall, and he makes the catch at the wall. What a play from Kyle Hess there, saving extra bases for sure.
Hess backing up and making the catch right before the wall as he put it in the glove and kind of hit the fence once he got it. A huge out for the Braves as that ball was carrying to right field from Pasek. Just didn't have enough to get over, and it's a big first out for the Braves.
Now here's Cody Pasek now stepping in. Pasek on the season, batting .278 for the Kettleers. Lefty on lefty here as Rakowski's first pitch is in the zone, right at the corner, down and away. Yeah, that Vlad Jr. Jock Peterson matchup was just something else. The 0-1 is swung on and missed. 91 on the radar from Rakowski there. Now he leads 0-2.
Well, the funny thing is that when Pete Alonso played for the Braves in 2015, he didn't hit a single home run that year for the Braves.
0-2 pitch, breaking ball. Check swing. They appealed down to third, and Pasek did not go around. We were talking to General Manager Darren Weeks, and he said that he was a batting practice show every sinsingle day.
Yeah, he was putting, apparently when he'd come to Lowell Park, home runs over these trees.
1-2 pitch, curveball misses outside. Count evens at 2-2.
He played a little over 20 games for the Braves and hit about 250.
Right.
But that just shows you that, players can fail here but still be successful in the majors.
2-2 pitch from Rakowski. Broken bad ground ball. A slow roller to Morissette at second. He quickly picks it up, throws on to first, and it's in time for out number 2.
That was a skilled play by Cody Morissette at second. It was a tough play. The broken bat didn't allow the ball to get any speed in the infield. Morissette charging in, quickly got it in the glove, turned it around, threw it over to first in time to get the second out of the inning.
Parker Chavers now stepping in at 268 on the season. Cotuit, of course, fresh off a win off the former first place Wareham Gaiman. First pitch of Chavers misses upstairs for a ball. Rakowski working out of the windup. 1-0 pitch to him is in the zone on the outer half. Count evens at a ball and a strike.
There was a video last night trending around Twitter of the former host parent of Peter Alonso, Colleen Iava.
1-1 down the first base line. Beloso can't make a play on it. He slid to try and make a stop. It bounces off his glove toward the right field fence down the right field line, and it will go as a single now, a 2-out single for Chavers and the Kettleers.
That ball could have possibly been extra bases for Robbie Martin, but it hits Beloso's glove, so Beloso stops it, holds him only to a single, but he gets on with 2 outs.
Two outs here in the inning. First pitch in the zone from Harrison Rakowski. Robbie Martin on the season for the Kettleers. How about 286? 0-1's in the dirt. Campbell keeps it in front. Ball and a strike now, and something to watch out with is every single time we've seen Campbell behind the dish, we've seen teams try and steal on him.
Yeah, there's definitely been a heads up around the league that Jacob Campbell has struggled behind the plate and throwing runners out.
Rakowski, the lefty, sets. First pitch. Excuse me, the pitch. Misses upstairs. 2-1 now. Chavers, the runner over at first base. 2-1 count here to Robbie Martin. Kowski hands me at the waist. Here's a 2-1. Ground ball up the middle. Jimmy Glowacki's got it. He'll step on second his own way to get the third out. Bang, bang play over at second base, but Glowacki got the call, and that'll do it for the second inning. It's no runs off of one hit for the Kettleers. Our score still remains 1-0. Bourne over Cotuit here on the Bourne Braves YouTube channel. Top of the third inning, the Bravos on top of the Kettleers, 1-0. Thanks to Judd Fabian's leadoff home run in the top of the first inning. It's 2-3-4 due up for the Braves. Warren, Beloso, Glowenke. And Warren 0 for 1 in today's game with a strikeout. Warren still facing Beck Way. Getting his first start of the season, he's been a workhorse for the Kettleer bullpen, making 8 appearances prior to today. First pitch to Warren at a lefty zone. Watch out, right up at him. He brushes him off the plate. That was some chin music on that first pitch, Sam.
Yeah, that was a high, tight fastball, right aimed toward the face. That was lucky for Xavier Warren to duck out of that pitch.
Way working out of the stretch with nobody on. Fires the 1-0. And it's in the zone. Count out a ball and a strike. Way sets. Fires the 1-1. Grounded foul toward Cade Beloso over on the on-deck circle. Now Warren falls behind 1-2 in danger of striking out for the second time today.
And Warren, a strikeout machine, not in a good way. He has a ton of potential, can hit the ball extremely well, but that strikeout number leads the team.
1-2 pitch. He takes it down the left field line, and this will be a single at least for Xavier Warren. He rounds first, decides to go for second. Throw coming in from Martin left field, not in time. Xavier Warren stretches what would have been a single into a double, and once again the Braves with a runner in scoring position with nobody out.
And once again, the Braves lead off with a hit. It was a home run in the first inning. The Braves got on. Jared Poland got hit by a pitch in the second, so he led off as a runner on base. And now Xavier Warren, a leadoff double to get in scoring position with the meat of this lineup coming up. Warren takes that ball opposite field and gets to second.
Cade Beloso now walked his first time. Righty on lefty matchup here. Beloso working from the left. Awaiting his first pitch as Way half-heartedly checks on Warren over at second base. Xavier Warren bouncing back after striking out on 4 pitches back in the first with the double. First pitch to Beloso now off the glove of Cody Pasek. Warren will advance to third. I believe it'll go as a pass ball, and now the second run of the game only 90 feet away.
And there's so much room behind home plate here at Lowell Park toward home plate and the backstop, and that ball went all the way and hit off the fencing behind home plate that gave enough time for Xavier Warren to get over to third and moves within 90 feet of scoring.
And we're going to have time called here as the catcher, Cody Pasek, going to the mound to go chat with his pitcher, Beck Way. Manager Mike Roberts staying in the dugout for now. Some activity going on right now in the Kettleer bullpen. And now Mike Roberts, after Pasek goes out there, he's going to go join them on the mound.
Well, we've seen relievers struggle when they start. Remember Josh Culliver's start last week against Wareham where he gave up 7 runs in the first 2 innings. Now, Way's not doing that, but his location is struggling. He's already given up 3 hits, a home run as well. It's a completely different approach when you're starting. You're facing this lineup for the first time. They're fresh out of the gates, just beginning this game, and it's a completely different approach as Way trying to pitch more innings than he has this season. So he's struggling with location against Cade Beloso right now and has struggled throughout the game.
It also is something else when, as a reliever, you come in, the hitters are used to seeing emotion. They're used to seeing a certain velocity. They're used to seeing 2 to 3 pitches. And we are going to have a pitching change. So Mike Roberts is going to be pulling Beck Way out of the game. We'll take a quick break from Lowell Park. 1-0 lead as it stands right now for the Braves, but Xavier Warren just 90 feet away at third base. We'll take a quick break and come back here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. 1-0 Bourne here in the top of the third inning. Xavier Warren just 90 feet away at third base. That's a 1-0 count to Cade Beloso when Mike Roberts decides to make a pitching change, ending Beck Way's day. He's thrown 2 innings, 3 hits, has 1 earned run as it stands right now, but is responsible for Warren on third. 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, and coming into the game is Chris Holcomb.
A rising senior out of Tulane, standing at 6'3", 190 pounds. A left-handed pitcher will face Cade Beloso with a 1-0 count on the season, 1.63 ERA. He's 1-0. He's played in 6 games with 1 start, pitched 11 innings, striking out 8, walking 8, and allowing 10 hits. He went 3 2/3 in his last performance, allowing 4 hits and no earned runs.
The first pitch to Beloso is in the dirt and had to be blocked by Cody Pasick behind the plate. Remember, Holcomb inherits Way's 1-0 count to Beloso. So now the count at 2 balls and no strike. Infield playing up on the grass, trying to cut down the run from third base. Lefty on lefty now. Here's the 2-0. Breaking ball, a slow breaking ball as well in the zone for a strike. 2-1 now.
Holcomb, a fantastic breaking ball right in the zone that Beloso just stares at.
Warren, the runner on third base. He doubled earlier in the inning and then advanced to third on a pass ball. Here's the 2-1. Line drive to second. It's on the ground. Gonzalez has got it on the infield grass. An underhand flip to first base and plenty of time for out number 1.
That was a fantastic scoop by Nick Gonzalez over at second. A hard hit ground ball by Beloso that skipped right into the glove. He picks it up, stares down Xavier Warren at third, and gives it over to first. Xavier Warren's been a little fancy on the base pass. We saw him nearly steal a base in yesterday's game. Was about halfway between second and third when he just walked over to third. And actually, Jared Poland, I believe, got a hit the very next pitch, but Warren stays over at third on that ground out.
First pitch now to Jimmy Glowanke, misses outside for a ball. Glowanke struck out back in the first inning. We saw the Braves have runners on first and second with nobody out and fail to cash in on a run. And you would think they would have to be able to get Warren home when he's on third base with nobody out. 1-0 right back up the middle. Almost took out Holcomb. It's into center field for a base hit. Warren cruises in home, and Jimmy Glowanke has himself an RBI singled on a ball that was tattooed.
Yeah, very hardly hit by Jimmy Glowanke right up the middle as Holcomb got out of the way just in time. Xavier Warren comes home to score, and Jimmy Glowanke continues to show off the batting side of things with an RBI single. The Braves now up 2-0.
Jimmy Glowanke with that hit now has a 4-game hitting streak. Here's Cody Morissette now, grounded out to Gonzalez back in the first inning. Holcomb throws over to first base to check on Glowanke, and he's back in plenty of time. And Morissette, I think, is one of the hottest hitters, not only on this Braves team, but I think in the entire Western Division. First pitch to him is in the dirt. Pasick blocks it with the chest protector. It falls right in front of him, and that'll keep Glowanke at bay at first base.
Yeah, he absolutely is, and he's also uplifted this lineup that has suddenly seen some life on the batting side. They've gotten over 7 hits in the past 7 games.
Yeah, this Braves offense, you mentioned how Morissette has really uplifted. They've scored 4 more runs in their last 5 out of 6 games. 1-0 pitch is a chopper that gets past Gonzalez, who was ranging over to try and make a play over to his left. It skips into left field, and everybody moves up 90 feet. Glowanke at second, Morissette at first. It's a 1-out single.
That was a high chopper that got over into right field over the outstretched glove of Nick Gonzalez that allows Morissette to get over to first. So now for Morissette, make that hitting streak up to 7 games. He gets on first, runners on first and second, and Poland now comes up with the Braves a great chance to break this game open in the third.
Poland was hit by a pitch back in the second inning. Runners on first and second. And Holcomb flips around, throws over to Glowanke to check on Glowanke, and he's back in with a head-first slide. Poland this is his 5th game as a Brave, and he's gotten hits in his first 4 games. Holcomb comes set, the lefty, with hands meeting at the belt. Fires his first pitch into Poland, and it's a strike on the other half.
Now, this 2-run lead with the Braves threatening to get more gives Harrison Murkowski a little bit of a cushion on the mound. and he can definitely work with. He's been great so far.
Here's the 0-1 now to Poland. Breaking ball, very slow at 69 miles an hour. Finds a zone, 0-2.
That was a nice pitch there from Holcomb to slide right in the zone and make this count now 0-2. He's really working that breaking ball.
Yeah, almost as very Zach Greinke-esque, how slow that curveball moves. Runners on first and second here. 1 out. Top of the second inning. Top of the third inning, rather. 0-2 is another breaking ball that Poland sat on. Still out in front of it, though, driving it foul down the third base line.
Poland just waiting on that pitch and ended up getting out in front of it, pulling it down the third base line. But I wouldn't be surprised if Holcomb shows him some fast stuff high to get Poland swinging.
See if he can get Poland to go out of the zone here. 0-2 count to the second baseman. Here's the delivery now from Holcomb, and it's fouled straight back into the fence. The rather low fences here at Lowell Park. That one tall enough, though, to catch that one and keep it inside the park.
Holcomb tries a fastball there. Poland makes contact. This is a big at-bat with runners on first and second. The Braves have a chance to put some more runs on this lead and knock Cotuit out of it for now.
You would take your chances with Harrison Rakowski on the mound and 3 runs of support. Holcomb takes a look at second base at Glowenke, and Poland calls time. Holcomb taking too much time up there for Poland's liking.
The Kettleers are kind of known to stall the game a little bit. Mike Roberts, we saw in that pitching change, make a pitching change in the middle of an at-bat.
I've seen it 3 games now. 0-2 is another curveball. This one skied high on the infield. Infield fly rule in effect. Poland is retired. The catch is made anyway, and it's the second out now in the inning.
That's a big out for Chris Holcomb to retire Jared Poland on a fly out. Doesn't advance the runners anywhere. It's still runners on first and second. And now you have 2 outs with Kyle Hess having a hit in this game already, but has struggled with the pitching so far on the year.
The lefty Hess going now up against another lefty. Hess with only 1 RBI so far on the season has perhaps another one sitting at second base. And Jimmy Glowenke. Holcomb sets, takes a look at second base, now fires the first delivery to Hess, and it's another one of those extremely slow curveballs that finds a zone for strike 1.
The way that Chris Holcomb pitches just seems like it's effortless. The ball just kind of glides out of the hand, and he's able to work some pretty good breaking balls against the Braves.
Here's the 0-1. Fastball this time at 87 miles an hour. Hess swings and misses, and now he falls behind 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the third inning. 2-0 Braves with runners on first and second. 0-2 is a curveball that Hess swings at, and he goes down on strikes on 3 pitches. But it's another run here for the Bravos off of 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. 2-0 the score as we head to the bottom of the third inning right here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. 2-0 Bravos lead over the Kettleers as we enter the bottom of the third inning. Orage anew set to lead things off here in the home half of the third inning, and the Bourne offense here, Sam, has come out ready to play.
Yeah, they have 2 quick runs on the board, which is huge to have a lead with your ace, Harrison Murkowski, on the mound. That's big for the Braves. He's only allowed 1 hit so far through his first 2 innings.
Anew steps in at 154 this season. Has 3 home runs, though, as he looks at a first pitch that misses the zone for ball 1. 1-0 now. Line drive into left field, and there's no doubt about this one. Make that 4 home runs for Orage anew. That one not even close to staying in the yard. It's into the trees, and Cotuit now pulls to within 1. It's 2-1.
He was all over that pitch. Took it to straightaway left field. And Harrison Murkowski, for the first time, makes a mistake to a big hitter that took it over the fence, and the Kettleers get on the board here in the third.
That might be the most no-doubter home run we've ever seen so far this season.
Yeah, that one, or Hunter Goodman from
Hunter Goodman
Hyannis.
from Hyannis. Yeah, those are both 2 no-doubters. Cade Beloso also in the first Hyannis game. It was a no-doubt home run. Adam Oviedo now steps in, looks at a first pitch up and out of the zone for ball 1. Raj Anu pulling the Kettleers within 1 run here in the bottom of the third. 1-0 pitch is a ground ball that gets through Warren and Glowacki on the left side. And it's back-to-back hits now for the Kettleers. A home run and now a single.
You only need 1 swing of the bat to liven this lineup up, and Aranja does that, and a single right after from Oviedo to get on base again, and now it's back to the top of the lineup with Nick Gonzalez. This is a tough part of the lineup to get through. Harrison Murkowski, he's got a tough road ahead of him here in this third inning.
Seems sooner or later these Kettleer bats always start working here. Gonzalez flew out to Kyle Hess his first pitch, and this time he grounds it to second base. Morissette flips to Glowacki at second. Throw on to first base is in time. 4 + 6 + 3 = 2, and the Braves turn the double play here.
That was a big one to get 2 outs on the board after suffering a home run and a single right back-to-back. Rakowski gets a ground ball, and the first pitch from Nick Gonzalez over to Morissette, an easy double play, and now, luckily, there's nobody on for Aubrey Major.
And it is important to not have anybody on base if possible when this guy comes to the plate. First pitch to him, breaking ball. Finds the outside corner for strike 1. Major, after dealing with some hamstring issues, is now back in the everyday lineup. And he takes this 0-1 pitch into right center field. Giacomo going back on it. He can't cut it off. He catches it on the bounce, robbing extra bases from Aubrey Major and keeping him at first base for a 2-out single.
Well, that's why you don't have anybody on for Aubrey Major, and that double play was so important. If he would have put a little more drive on that pitch, would have been extra bases, but it holds up, and Giovanni DiGiacomo over in center is able to get it on a few hops, hold Major to a single. But the Kettleers with a little bit of a 2-out rally, Aubrey Major getting a single.
Casey Schmidt now stepping in, flew out to Judd Fabian over in left field, his first time up. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Cotuit getting on the board thanks to Araj Anu's solo shot to lead off this inning. Rakowski now working out of the stretch, takes a look at Major at first base. Now comes home with the first pitch, and Schmidt lines it over the head of Cody Morissette. It gets down for a hit. Major will round second and head for third. Here comes the throw from DiGiacomo. It's cut off by Warren. It actually gets behind him, but Rakowski backing up third. He recovers it, and it's another single now for the Kettleers. They have runners at the corners with 2 away.
Heads-up play by Harrison Rakowski to back up Xavier Warren at third on the throw from Kyle Hess that got underneath the glove, and that's why that double play was so important. You get back-to-back singles after the double play from Major and Schmidt, and now it's runners on the corners with 2 outs. All Harrison Murkowski can do right now is focus on getting McWhorter out in this inning.
4 hits so far in the inning for the Kettleers. Now they have the tying run at third base and the go-ahead run standing over at first base. Mason McWhorter, 0 for 1, flew out to Kyle Hess in right field his first time. First pitch of him, ground ball up the middle. Glowacki's got it. He steps on second himself for the final out of the inning. However, the Kettleers get on the board thanks to the home run from Orajanu. It's 1 run off 4 hits, 2 left on for the Cotuit Kettleers. We head now to the top of the 4th inning with the Braves still leading Cotuit here 2-1 on the Bourne Braves YouTube channel. A91 spots due up for the Bourne Braves. It's Campbell, DiGiacomo, and Fabian due up after Arajanu got the Kettleers on the board in the bottom of the 3rd inning with his solo home run. Now it's up to the Braves to see if they can match here in the top half.
Yeah, 4 hits in that inning against Harrison Rakowski. Looks like this Kettleers lineup is starting to catch up to him. The Braves luckily had a 2-run cushion, now a 1-run cushion, but looking for some insurance here in the 4th inning to make Rakowski feel more comfortable on the mound.
Here's Jacob Campbell now. Struck out his first time. First pitch from the lefty, Christian Holcomb, over the fence. Heads up over there next to the cornhole. That's what we talk about with these short fences here right behind home plate. Creates a little bit of danger here if you're watching from the stands.
Yeah, they're really short fences. That ball just flew right out of here over into the cornhole section of this ballpark.
0-1 to Campbell, misses a zone, down and out, 1-1 now. And if you notice, Sam, down the third base side of this fence here, there's a net, and on this side, not so much.
And I find that weird with more righties in lineups fouling it off on this side.
Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball, it's in there for a strike. Campbell caught looking at that one. Now, count now moves to 1-2 on the catcher.
I don't know. I thought you'd think it would be the other way around, but
you would,
or just both sides.
That would be a better solution. Yeah. Here's the 1-2. Another slow breaking ball that Campbell fights off. Only 69 miles an hour on that curveball, and we've seen a lot of it today. Usually, you might see only 1 to 2 pitches with that really slow breaker, but Holcomb not afraid to work that out.
Holcomb is showing his stuff, not only to Campbell, but in front of these scouts, too. Extremely slow, and a good job by Campbell to fight that one off.
1-2, fastball that misses down below his knees. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Almost a 20-mile-an-hour difference between the fastball and that curveball.
That just makes it so hard for the hitter to not know what to expect, and 2 completely different pitches that Holcomb has in his back pocket.
2-2 is in the dirt and skips past the catcher Pasick. Count will fill up now at 3 balls and 2 strikes to Campbell. Unfortunately for him, Sam, it's just more coincidence, I think, than anything else. He's not yet experienced a win when he's been out on the field, including pinch hit appearances. The Braves are 0-7 when Campbell plays. And the 3-2 fouled off down the third base line.
He's a good player. He's been looking up in his last plate appearances. Got an RBI single against Hyannis. But he's still looking to really just play consistent time, I think, in this league.
Here's the payoff pitch now to Campbell. Floater into center field. Parker Chavers drifts over to his left, is under it, and he makes the catch for the first out here in the top of the fourth.
Campbell just a little under that pitch, but that was a good battle between him and Holcomb. Campbell seeing a few pitches, fouling him off, and working Holcomb's pitch count up, but Campbell ultimately flies that ball out for the first out of the inning.
And here's Giovanni DiGiacomo stepping in. And the Kettleers putting a little bit of a shift on him. You see Casey Schmidt playing pretty off the bag up on the infield grass. First pitch to DiGiacomo. He tries to lay down a bunt, and he missed it, though. Goes straight into the glove of Pasek, and he falls behind 0-1.
DiGiacomo's big on that. No matter what game, what pitcher, that first pitch, he loves to show that bunt. That time he doesn't get it down, but could have possibly beat that out over to first.
Definitely has the speed for it. 0-1, another slow breaker, 71 miles an hour. And DiGiacomo can't hang on to it. Falls behind now 0-2.
DiGiacomo, another player that's looking for some consistent time. It's a packed outfield. He gets the start today.
0-2 delivered from Holcomb. Grounded over toward Gonzalez at second. He's got it. Sidearm throw to first base. Beats DiGiacomo by a step. And there's 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the fourth.
Holcomb has done a good job of securing this lineup that started out hot against Beck Way, but Holcomb came on with runners on first and second, nobody out, and did pretty well against that lineup.
Now here is the leadoff man, Judd Fabian. 1 for 2, and right now his home run in the top of the first inning proves to be the difference as the first pitch to Fabian misses outside for ball 1. There's a home run in the first inning by Fabian and an RBI single in the third inning. That scored Xavier Warren. That accounts for the Braves' 2 runs. 1-0 delivery to Fabian, misses the zone low, and now the left field today has the 2-0 lead.
This is a battle between the top hitting home run team in the league and the bottom hitting home run team in the league. Cotuit now with 25 on the year and Bourne with 8.
To Fabian skims the dirt. Missed the zone low, and Fabian has the 3-0 lead, and I'm sure we'll watch this pitch no matter where it is. Holcomb working from the windup. Here's a 3-0, and it's in the zone right at the knees, close to being ball 4, but now Fabian ready to go here on 3-1.
83-mile-an-hour pitch there from Chris Holcomb that found the zone, obviously taking Judd Fabian, but now he's got a beautiful count, 3-1 for a green light swing.
And he takes that 3-1 pitch right back up the middle into shallow center field. It's a 2-out single for Judd Fabian as Chavers collects it and gets the ball back in on the infield. Nice piece of hitting there. Really worked the count well.
Yeah, Fabian had a great count, 3-1 to do whatever he wanted to, and Holcomb left a pitch right in the middle of the zone for Fabian. He took it to center field for a 2-out single, and that brings back up Xavier Warren, who got a double this last time up in the third.
And this time he gets a hit from the right side of the plate. He was the last batter to go up against Beck Way before Chris Holcomb took over in the middle of Cade Beloso's at-bat as Holcomb, the lefty, checks on Fabian at first base, and Fabian's back in, standing up. Warren 1 for 2 with a run scored. Struck out his first time, and then like Sam mentioned, he doubled his last. Another move over to first base, and Fabian back in plenty of time. Cotuit with 120 RBIs coming into tonight's game. Make that 121 now. With the Braves only at 72 coming into tonight's game. First pitch is a fastball that finds the outside half of the plate for strike 1.
And this is a team that is very offense heavy. They lead in many offensive categories, including home runs and RBIs as well. They're about pack-in average, but it's a very powerful lineup.
Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball that stayed up. That's very dangerous for Holcomb if that pitch somehow stays up and in the zone. Misses the zone high, though. Count out a ball and a strike. Definitely do not want to hang that curveball, only coming in at sub 70 miles an hour. Another throw over to first base to check on Fabian. He's back in on his feet. 2-1 lead here for the Bravos over the Kettleers here in the top of the 4th inning. 2 outs. Fabian singled to get him on the first base. 1-1 misses outside. Fastball there from Holcomb. Count now at 2-1.
Fabian on first and Warren at the plate, responsible for half of the Braves' home runs this season, with both having 2.
Holcomb comes, sets. Takes a look at first. And another. Now fires a 2-1. Fastball that's in the zone. Down and in right at the knees. Nice pitch there from Holcomb. The count evens at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And 2 runs right now on the board for the Braves. Fabian, the runner at first, and Warren here trying to stay alive in this at-bat. We have time called by the catcher, Pasick. Warren yesterday and throughout the season, we've seen him to be a rather streaky hitter as the 2-2 grounded up the middle. Gonzalez is over there. He collects the ball, steps on second himself in plenty of time for outs number 3. No runs off of 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base here for the Braves. At the top of the 4th inning. Go now to the bottom of the 4th. Harrison Rakowski will retake the ball on the mound. You're watching it here on the Bourne Braves YouTube channel. Bottom of the 4th inning. Braves up by 1 run on the Cotuit Kettleers. Jordan Palacio here alongside Sam Wiederhaft from Lowell Park. Braves 0-2 against the Kettleers this season. 4-1 losers just about last week and an 8-6 loser just a couple nights ago. Looking for their first win against the new first place team in the West Division with 26 points. Kettleers got a big win against the Wareham Gatemen last night to take that first spot. First pitch to Cody Pasick is a ground ball to second. Morissette's got it. They're on to first, and it's a very quick 1 pitch, 1 out here to kick off the bottom of the 4th.
That's big for Harrison Rakowski. This Cotuit lineup got to him last inning with 4 hits. They scored their first run of the game, and they left 2 on base that could have been potential runs. So Harrison Rakowski showed some signs of weakness, made a huge mistake on the home run to Araj Anu. But a big first out, and he's back in the zone.
Now it's Parker Chavers stepping up. He was the first person to get a hit for the Kettleers in tonight's game, and he looks at a first pitch strike. Chavers in the bottom of the 2nd inning got on with a single that just skipped by the glove of Cade Beloso. 0-1 pitch is fouled off down the first base line, and very quickly now, Rakowski has the 0-2 lead.
Rakowski has not struck out a single batter throughout this Cotuit lineup so far.
0-2, ground ball up to short. Jimmy Glowacki's there. He's got it with a shuffle. The throw on the first base in time. And now 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th.
It's really been all of that. Ground outs to the middle infield that Cotuit has been getting on Harrison Rakowski. You mentioned no strikeouts. 5 hits for the Cotuit Kettleers, 1 run as well. But Rakowski has been working those ground balls on this tough lineup.
There's only 1 bad inning for Harrison Rakowski. First pitch now to Robbie Martin. Misses up high for ball 1. Robbie 0 for 1 with a fielder's choice back to end the 2nd inning. 1-0 pitch is in the dirt. Martin now with the 2-0 lead. Be nice for Rakowski here to retire Martin as the 2-0 pitch is up high, but Martin goes after it. He chases on the high stuff. Count now at 2 balls and a strike with Anu on deck.
Anu had a no-doubter back in the very last inning, the third.
2-1 just misses the zone outside. And now Martin with the big lead here at 3 balls and a strike.
Martin had a pretty good game last night as well. 2 for 3, a run scored. He got a triple in that game as well.
3-1 is a chopper over to Morissette at second base. He's got it. Sidearm throw and plenty of time for out number 3. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Rakowski, and he delays that Anu bat until the next inning. Top of the 5th coming up next here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Chris Holcomb's day on the mound has come to an end. He throws 2 innings, giving up 3 hits, no runs, no walks, a strikeouts, and now on the mound for the Kettleers here, Sam, is Evan Justice.
Evan Justice, a lefty from North Carolina State University, 6'4", 190 pounds, comes into this game, an 0-2 record on the year, a 10 even ERA. This will be the 4th game he's appeared in as he faces Kenny Beloso for his first batter.
And Beloso looks at a first pitch off speed that's in the zone for a strike. The Braves do not have to see any more of that big, slow curveball from Holcomb. Here's the 0-1. Watch out, and it hit the umpire, I believe. It did. Pitch just hit the umpire right on the arm. It just got past the glove of Cody Pasick, the catcher. And that's going to leave a bruise, I think, Sam.
Yeah, looks like he's walking that one off. Luckily, that was looked like an off speed. But Pasick is going on the mound to go talk to Evan Justice by home plate umpire a little time to shake that one off. But Justice on the year, it'll be his 4th game. He started 2 of them. 9 innings pitched on the season so far. The last game he appeared in was July 3rd at Falmouth, a 6-1 loss for Cotuit. He went 2 2/3, allowing 3 earned runs on 4 hits, 4 walks, and 1 strikeout. So he's coming off an outing where he disappointed for the Kettleers.
1-1 pitch is fouled back into the fence. Count now to ball in 2 strikes. Beloso 0 for 1. He walked in the first inning and then grounded out to second. Now finds himself in the hole here, 1-2. Pitch in the dirt. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Beloso's a batter, and it shows with the amount of walks he's had on the season, 11. he's going to battle in an at-bat till he gets his way, either a single or a walk. Don't see him strike out too much. He's only struck out 7 times in his now 13 games played.
2-2. He takes this into right center field. This will get down for a single. Veloso does well to battle. He singles into right center field for a leadoff base runner for the Bravos.
Braves lead off with Cade Veloso over at first, and he does battle in that at-bat, a 2-2 count. Take it to right center field. That falls for a single, and the Braves have a runner on with Jimmy Glowinski coming up, who already has an RBI single in this game.
Yeah, 1 for 2 with that single off of Holcomb back in the third inning. That scored Xavier Warren, which gives the Braves the 2-1 advantage. The lefty, Justice, checks on Veloso at first base, and I'd be shocked if Veloso, the first baseman, is going to be moving on the base paths anytime soon. Lefty on righty matchup here. Here's the first pitch to Glowinski. Fly ball out into right center field. Aubrey Major is under it, and he makes the catch for out number 1.
Glowinski getting aggressive, swinging at the first pitch, taking it opposite field. Aubrey Major was right there. A pretty routine fly ball for the first out of the inning. Yeah, Morissette coming up, singled yet again, improves that hit streak to 7 games now. And needs to make sure he doesn't hit a ground ball to the middle infield for a double play here with this at-bat.
7-game hit streak for number 7. 1 for 2. And Justice will check on Veloso yet again. And Veloso, I think, is almost shocked that he's drawing that much attention over there at first base. Kind of just looking around like what is this guy doing?
Yeah, Veloso's not going to steal. We saw him take off on a couple hit-and-run opportunities a few games ago.
First pitch to Morissette. That's in the dirt. And Pasick, the catcher, blocks it as it rolls up the first base line. Veloso staying put at second base. I don't think he even thought about trying to go to second base. Veloso with about a 1.5 step lead off first base. Here's the 1-0 to Morissette. And it's in the dirt yet again. Veloso staying put. Pasick this time a lot more leisurely picking up the ball from the dirt. And Morissette now leads 2-0.
I talked to Morissette yesterday, asking him about what he's changed. He said he didn't change anything. He had a conversation with his coaches and his parents about just relaxing at the plate, letting the pitches come to him, and it's turned his season around.
2-0 now to Morissette, and it misses outside. Fastball at 91 miles an hour. Morissette has a huge 3-0 lead here. And you could just see from his demeanor, the way he carries himself, it's almost completely changed. He's done a full 180. Here's a 3-0. That's in the zone on the outer half. 3-1 now. And
I asked him about the pitching, too, yesterday, and he said, it's what everybody says it is. It's fantastic competition. These are the aces for all of the college teams. He said it's tough, but once he gets used to it, he's got on a little bit of a roll here.
3-1 now from Justice, and it misses down and away. Cody Morissette will walk to first base. Then now the Braves with runners on first and second with 1 out in the top of the 5th.
Big chance for the Braves as Morissette walks. Pretty good at bat for him. Gets on base for the second time today. Jared Poland now coming up, who's looking for his first hit of the ball game as well.
And Poland 0 for 1 was hit by a pitch in the second inning and then hit into an infield fly back in the third. Veloso the runner on second. Morissette over at first base. And the first pitch from Evan Justice to Jared Poland just misses the zone right below the knees. 1-0 now the count to Jared Poland. Poland out of Louisville. Cardinals losing to Vanderbilt in the semifinals of the College World Series. Of course, Vanderbilt went on to become the eventual champions in 3 games, beating the Michigan Wolverines. 1-0 in the dirt once again. Pasick doing a nice job of keeping the ball in front of him. Count now moves to 2 balls and no strikes.
Poland facing the brave, hopeful Mason Hickman that never ended up coming, but Hickman, the Sunday starter for the Vanderbilt Commodores, and pitched in that final game 3 against Michigan.
Went out and struck, I think, 10 batters in that game as well.
2-0
pitch to Poland. He lines it foul down the right field line over toward the trees. That happens every so often with Cape Cod Baseball Links. That's why Harvey Shapiro always says it's not the first team you scout. It's always that second team, those temporary players that really will make or break your season.
Well, this year more than ever, because the Braves had the most out of any team in the College World Series and had the most out of any team leave for Team USA as well, and 5 players.
2-1 is outside. Poland watches it go by. Now he's got the 3-1 advantage. Of course, Alika Williams, Alec Burleson going to Team USA for the Braves. And also, of course, Michael Kurian, a lefty reliever from Louisville who never really made it out to Bourne. And the 3-1 popped up into right field. Aubrey Major is under it. Cade Beloso never threatening on the bases. He jogs back to second base, and now there's 2 away in the top of the 5th.
2 away for Kyle Hess, who struck out in this same situation with runners on first and second back in the 3rd inning. He's got a second chance here to make something out of it. He's already singled in this game, so a good opportunity for Hess to set things straight here in the top of the 5th and get some more insurance runs on the board for the Braves. They lead it 2-1, but they're going to need a little bit more against a Cotuit lineup that leads the league in home runs, RBIs as well. Just a tough offensive squad that the Kettleers have.
First pitch to Kyle Hess is in the zone on the outer half for strike 1. Hess, like you mentioned, Sam, 1 for 2 with that single back in the 2nd inning. Struck out on 3 pitches back in the 3rd. That was against Chris Holcomb. Now goes up against the lefty Evan Justice. Breaking ball. That's a big swing and a miss there from Hess. I think he was fooled by that one. Now he falls behind 0-2. Two outs here at the top of the 5th inning. Braves with a 2-1 lead over the Cotuit Kettleers. Beloso on second and Morissette on first. 0-2 pitches in the dirt, swung on by Hess. Pasek has to pick it up. Throw on to first base is in time on the drop third strike, and that take care of that. Back-to-back strikeouts on 3 pitches for Kyle Hess, and that'll retire the side here in the top of the 5th inning. No runs on 1 hit, 2 left on for the Bravos. We head now to the bottom of the 5th inning, and Harrison Rakowski will retake the mound. You're watching it here on the Bourne Braves YouTube network. Eight, 9, 1 spots due up here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Braves with the 2-1 lead over the Cotuit Kettleers. And here's a key matchup right now, Sam. Arajanu coming back up to the plate.
Yeah, and Arajanu has only seen 1 pitch from Harrison Rakowski, and that pitch he took to deep left field. A no-doubt home run that's been the only run that's been scored for the Kettleers. So Rakowski gets another chance here.
First pitch to Anu, misses down and in for ball 1. And Anu, like you said, taking that pitch from Rakowski into deep left field, out into the woods over there. A 1-0. He takes But it's caught by Jimmy Glowacki, a line drive. Glowacki moving over to his left is able to put it away for a huge out number one.
A hard hit ball off the bat of Anu once again, but Glowacki was right there, had to take a few steps to his left in a quick amount of time, made a little bit of a leap to make the play, and it's a quick first out and a big one, taking down Araj Anu.
Adam Oviedo now coming in. He singled his first time back in the third inning. First pitch to Oviedo. Ground ball to Beloso. Beloso caught it on the in-between hop. He steps on first himself for another out. 2 up, 2 down here in the fifth.
Harrison Murkowski is in the zone right now. He hasn't struck out anybody, but it's been so many ground outs from this Kettleers team that they just can't get anything to get into the outfield. They've gotten 5 hits, but only 1 run out of it on a solo home run. And it was really the same story against Murkowski the first time, where it was 14 hits in the whole game and only 4 runs out of it.
Right.
It's been really much of the same.
Yeah, Murkowski in that game gave up 2 runs, only 1 of them earned, as Nick Gonzalez looks at a pitch below the knees for ball 1. However, in Murkowski's 5 innings of work, he gave up 9 hits, but like you said, Sam, nothing really came home. Gonzalez in this one, he's 0 for 2 with a fly out to right, and then he grounded into a double play back in the third inning. 1-0, misses way upstairs. 2-0 now. Gonzalez, of course, riding an unreal reached base streak coming into tonight's game. 2-0 to him is fouled off down the right field line. Count moving to 2-1.
It's been 8 ground outs that Harrison Murkowski has been able to squeeze the Kettleers into throughout this game, now in the 5th inning.
Gonzalez has played 24 games for the Kettleers and reached base in all of them. 2-1, fouled up over the fence. That evens up the count at 2-2.
Murkowski can end this inning with one of his signature fastballs here, 2-2 against Nick Gonzalez, one of the most dangerous hitters in the league. He's been held hitless so far in this one.
Here's the 2-2 now to Gonzalez. Line drive into right field. Hess seams under it, and he's got it with a catch just below the waist for out number 3. Gonzalez held in check yet again. It's 3 up, 3 down here for the Cotuit Kettleers. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. 2-1, still our score. We'll come back here with the top of the 6th on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Top of the 6th inning, the Braves still on top of the Kettleers, 2-1. And it's the 8-9-1 spots show up now for the Bravos, starting with Jacob Campbell, 0 for 2 in tonight's game with a strikeout and a flyout to center field, getting his first at-bat against Evan Justice. First pitch to Campbell. Line drive into center field. Back on it is Chavers. He's still going at the wall. It's over his head and will one hop off the fence. Chavers having trouble picking the ball up as Campbell will cruise into second base as a leadoff double for the catcher, Jacob Campbell.
Well, that's the best hit we've seen from Campbell all season. Over the head of Chavers in right center field. And Campbell leads off this inning with a double. We knew he'd break out at some point, and that was a fantastic hit. He's gotten hits in now 2 straight games.
And now we'll have a pinch hitter come in. So Giovanni DiGiacomo's night comes to an end. It'll be Nick Bruiser to come in and pinch hit. Here in the top of the 6th inning, DiGiacomo was 0 for 2 to that point. Now Bruiser will come in. I believe Harvard Shapiro playing the matchup here with another run sitting on second base. Bruiser the righty against the lefty Justice.
And Bruiser's coming off a 1-for-1 game where he scored a run in a pinch hit appearance as well against Falmouth last night. 222 average on the season, 6 for 27 with 1 RBI and 2 doubles.
And Justice will have a throw over to second base. Campbell gets back in plenty of time. Braves are threatening here in the top of the 6th inning. The runner on second base with nobody out. Of course, Braves earlier had runners on first and second, and they could not cash in. First pitch now to Bruiser, and it's in the dirt. Missed the plate by about a foot. But Pasek did nice to keep it in front of him and keep Campbell at second.
And Bruiser's a player that has a ton of power. He was cracking balls out of here in batting practice today, and the ball carries well, but he has a lot of power built up that he hasn't been able to expose quite yet here in this league.
Still getting his feet wet. He's only been with the team for about a week and a half. So the 1-0 pitch comes into him. He lines it hard, but foul down the right field line, and it'll go into the trees over there. Count evens at a ball and a strike now to Bruiser, who we will assume, if we know Harvey Shapiro like we do, that Fabian most likely will move into center field, and I believe Bruiser will take over the left fielder spot. 1-1 now. That's in the zone for a strike. A little frame help there from the catcher, Pasek. And now the count at a ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, we talk about Pete Alonso last night winning the MLB Home Run Derby. Nick Bruiser did the same for the National High School Home Run Derby in 2016 at the All-Star Game, actually, at Petco Park.
He chokes up on the bat here, trailing in the count at 1-2. Curveball, he fights off. Did well to do so. The bat boy will go retrieve the foul ball, and the count remains at a ball and 2 strikes.
Did a good job of adjusting from a tough fastball to a 78-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch from Evan Justice. Gets a bat on it, fouls it off, remains in the at-bat.
Justice comes, set, hands meet up at the letters. Here's the 1-2. Way outside. Count evens at 2-2. I think it would be unlikely, Sam, given the way that the season has panned out at this point, that there'll be any Braves participating in the home run hitting contest pregame at Eldridge Park.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be exciting to see, though. We'll still see probably Raj Anu in there in the home run hitting contest. He's got 4 so far this season. The 2-2 to Bruiser way inside, almost hits him. Count fills up now to Bruiser, the outfielder, at 3-2.
You'll probably see Austin Wells from YD as well. He leads the league with 5, tied with Tyler Hardman with Brewster. That's almost more than the Braves have as a team. They have 8 as a team.
Here's a payoff pitch from Justice to Bruiser. Fly ball out into center field. Back onto this Shavers. He's still moving. He makes an over-the-shoulder catch. Campbell tagging up on the play will advance to third base. And it's a productive at-bat for Bruiser. He flies out, but now a Braves run is sitting 90 feet away.
He just misses a home run by a few feet, and a great job by Chavers to track that ball all the way in. He had to cover a lot of range and travel deep to center field, but makes an awesome over-the-shoulder catch to retire Bruiser in the first out of the inning, but it's back to the top of the lineup with Fabian. Runner at third, beautiful opportunity for the Braves to add some insurance here in the 6th inning.
Well, so we know that the catcher Pasek is on the mound, so I believe head coach Mike Roberts is only a couple seconds away from joining him up on the mound. There is some activity going on in the bullpen. Roberts is sitting perched right next to his dugout. And no, Pasek will jog back behind the plate, so it will be Justice to go after the righty Judd Fabian here.
Fabian's had a good one. 2 for 3 is, of course, home run in the first inning, singled in the fourth as well. So he's had a solid game looking to add to his RBI total.
Infield comes into play on the infield grass. Gonzalez, the second baseman, playing directly behind the pitcher's mound. A little bit of a shift on Fabian. First pitch to him is outside for a ball. Fabian looking to pick up his second RBI of the game. Homered back in the first to pick up that RBI. 2 for 3 on the day. Fabian really has made that leadoff spot his own. He's really taken to it well. Here's the 1-0 now from Justice to Fabian. Breaking ball that misses down and in. Count now at 2-0. Judge Fabian, of course, youngest player on the team at 18 years old, skipped his senior season in high school, graduated early to go play with the Gators this past season. 2-0 is another breaking ball. However, this one finds the zone. Fabian looks at strike one and still leads in the count, however, 2-1.
And that was a dangerous pitch from Evan Justice. Lucky that Judd Fabian left off that one, but that pitch is a little more high. Judd Fabian's taking that ball to deep left field.
2-1 now from Justice. Swing and a miss. Fabian just out in front of that off-speed pitch, coming in at 83, and the count now even is at 2-2.
That was another tough pitch from Evan Justice. Judd Fabian couldn't catch up to it. He now finds himself with 2 strikes in the at-bat. He's forced to put a battle up.
Runner on third is Jacob Campbell. Here's the 2-2 from Justice. And it's in the dirt, but Fabian swings and misses. Pasek checks the runner at third. Now has to make the throw over to first base on the drop third strike. He does so in time. And now 2 away here in the top of the 6th.
And Pasek tried for the tag on the drop third strike. He missed Judd Fabian. Actually had to end up throwing it over to first. And Jake Campbell remains over at third. So a leadoff double. Campbell gets over to third. Now there's 2 outs, and Xavier Warren has to make something happen here in the 6th.
Warren, so far in tonight's game, he's 1 for 3 with a double, a run scored, and a strikeout thrown in there as well. Batting from the right side, he looks at a first pitch that misses the zone for ball 1. Well, Warren's 14 RBIs lead the team, has the opportunity to put some more insurance, not only on the Braves' lead in tonight's game, but on that RBI lead as well. Here's the 1-0. Pitch misses upstairs, now 2-0. The league lead for RBIs is 22 with Hunter Goodman from Hyannis. Warren has the opportunity now to close the gap in between those 2 players. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Braves on top, 2-1. Jacob Campbell, the runner at third base. 2-0 is in the zone. Warren, he looks at a off-speed pitch at 81, find the zone. See, wipes a few mosquitoes out of his face.
We haven't had too many bug problems here yet. I think Dorham Park's a little bit worse with the bugs.
Especially at night. Once the sun goes down, that's when the mosquitoes really come out to play.
Yeah, they do.
2-1 now. Breaking ball that's in the zone. Warren watches that one go by, and the count evens at 2-2.
Evan Justice's off speed has been working for him. Warren has nothing to offer, and now he finds himself with a 2-strike count with 2 outs.
Yeah, Deuce is wild here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the 2-run advantage sitting on third base, and Jacob Campbell. Chopper right back up to the mound. Evan Justice gets it. He has to make a throw, and he does so in time. And he retires the side after giving up the lead-off double to Jacob Campbell. He gets out of his own jam here. No runs off of 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. We head now to the home half of the 6th inning with the Braves still on top, 2-1. 2-1. Bottom of the 6th inning, and the Braves on top 2-1. Harrison Rakowski's night has come to an end. He throws 5 innings, giving up 5 hits, 1 run, no walks, no strikeouts, and coming in looking for a bounce-back game here is Blake Burzell.
A pretty good start by Harrison Rakowski, too. It's Burzell, who is a right-handed pitcher, stands at 6'6", a rising sophomore out of Arizona State, 2.84 ERA, pitching in his 6th game, has an 0-1 record, 6 1/3 innings pitched on the season. His last game against Hyannis, he went 1 1/3 there, allowing 3 hits, no earned runs, and only striking out 1 in that loss to the Harbor Hawks. So he's looking for a little bit of a bounce back here. And the first batter he'll face will be Aubrey Major, who's 1 for 2.
Tough guy to face. And your first batter here in the bottom of the 6th inning is Aubrey Major, 1 for 2. Singled back in the 3rd. Popped up to Cody Morissette back in the 1st inning as well. 2, 3, 4 spots due up right now for the Kettleers. So Burzell really will have to have his stuff in order. It's the first pitch to Major, batting from the left side now. Switch hitter. He fouls off down the 3rd base line.
And people are shocked that Aubrey Major was actually a temporary player from Xavier University and comes in. People didn't expect him to do much, but he started off batting about 700 and has just kept an incredible pace up throughout the year.
0-1, grounds right past Xavier Warren. He keeps up that pace in his first at-bat against Burzell. 2nd hit of the night, just past Warren, and it's a leadoff base runner now for the Kettleers.
That's what he can do to you. An opposite field ground ball in between short and 3rd. He gets on with his 2nd hit of the ball game and just extends to that already incredible average. Came into this game riding a 4.09 average. And now he's on first to start this inning off.
Casey Schmidt now stepping in. He's 1 for 2. Burzell fires the first pitch into Schmidt. Fastball. What other pitch would it be? And it's in there for a strike.
Yeah, that's what Burzell is kind of famous for, his fastball. He's a tall guy that throws a lot of heat. But he's really got that only one fastball pitch. That's about it.
Here's the 0-1. That's his off speed right there at 75. It did not break, though. Stayed up high. And Schmidt watched it go by near his head. Count evens at a ball and a strike now. Burzell out of Arizona State. ERA not too kind to him, about 5.59. 5-1 record, though. Here's the 1-1. Pitch just misses outside, 94 miles an hour. Count now at 2-1.
That's a quick one to catch up to, but he's just got to work on being a little more accurate with that fastball. We've seen him have location issues in the past. If he can get that fastball to stay straight and land in the strike zone, there's not many hitters that can catch up to that.
Here's the 2-1 now. Pitch again misses outside, and Burzell having a tough time finding the zone. Count now at 3 balls and a strike to Casey Schmidt. Aubrey Major on first base. He singled. Braves only up by 1 run here in the bottom of the 6th. But Cotuit, we know Sam can strike at any points here. The 3-1 pitch from Burzell. Line drive into left field. That has a chance. Back on it. And it is caught with a leaping catch. That's Nick Bruiser out in left field. He robs extra bases. The throw in the first base is in time. Aubrey Major thought it was extra bases for sure. And the Braves turn 2 in the most uncharacteristic of ways.
Oh, my goodness. Nick Bruiser makes a leaping catch right at the wall. I'm not sure if it would have robbed a home run from Schmidt, but it definitely robbed extra bases. And then the throw back in time all the way to first to get Aubrey Major. That is a way to take momentum and turn it the other way into the Braves' favor. Nick Bruiser, just now coming into this game, playing in left field, makes an incredible play.
Mason McWhorter now steps in for the Kettleers. His first pitch is grounded to Cody Morissette. He throws on the first in time for out number 3. It feels like the air was sucked out of Lowell Park, and the Braves will look to take advantage now as we head into the top of the 7th with the Bravos still on top, 2-1 right here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. 3, 4, 5 spots due up now for the Braves here in the top of the 7th inning. Up 2-1 after Nick Bruiser's incredible catch, and then the relay throws to get Aubrey Major, who was cheating off of first base to turn a improbable double play. First pitch to Beloso is in the dirt for ball 1. Beloso so far in tonight's game, 1 for 2. Single back in the 5th inning. He also walked in the first. 1-0 now to Beloso. Line right back into the fence, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike.
Well, if the Braves can hang on, that's going to end up being the play of the game. Nick Bruiser robbing extra bases and then throwing it back to first with Aubrey Major, who he thought it was going to be extra bases. He was already going.
Here's the 1-1 now to Beloso, and it's in the dirt. Passes the catcher Bassick. Count now at 2-1. Beloso reaching base in tonight's game twice, keeping his streak going strong at 13. He flies this one out to right field. Aubrey Major, battling the sun, makes the catch for out number 1.
Yeah, that sun's starting to set. There's some trees over on the left field side, but really only shining toward right field right now, and Major puts that away. And with those long legs, he stands at 6'6", can cover so much ground over in right field. And he runs over, puts that ball away to get Cade Beloso out, and that'll bring up Jimmy Glowinski.
Yeah, well, very long strides from Aubrey Major out in right field. Now, Glowinski steps in, 1 for 3. First pitch to him is down and in for ball 1. Glowinski had the RBI single, which is right now proving to be the difference in tonight's game. Scored Xavier Warren. First pitch is, the 0-1-0 pitch, excuse me, is 1-1 now.
The Braves have just had some big double plays in this one. The 4-6-3 double play in the 3rd inning after the home run, and that double play by Bruiser as well.
1-1 fouled right back to the Bat Boy area here at Lowell Park. They have their own little specific fence over there. I've never seen something like that. See that, Sam, right by the third base? See that, just that little gate?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I never noticed that.
Here's the 1-2 now to Glowinski. Misses outside, 2-2. It's every single park here in this league has its own characteristics, its own personality.
It does. This one's certainly unique. One of the older ones for sure.
Here's the 2-2. Ground ball on the right side. Gonzalez makes the catch with a slide. Throw into first base in time for out number 2, robbing a hit from Jimmy Glowinski.
Yeah, we've seen Nick Gonzalez make some pretty good plays. That was by far the best one. Has to slide to get the ball in the glove as it was bouncing pretty hard off Glowinski's bat. Slides, stops it, and fires it over to first for the 2nd out of the inning.
Now Cody Morissette stepping in. He's also 1 for 2. Singles back in the 3rd inning. He walked his last time against Justice back in the 5th. First pitch to him is in the dirt for ball 1. 1-0. The count to the second baseman. Extending his hit streak now to 7 games with the single earlier in the game as he swings and misses at the 1-0 pitch, and the count evens at a ball and a strike.
Morissette becoming the starting middle infielder. Him and Glowinski rotate between second and short.
1-1 is off speed. Breaking ball at 78 miles an hour. That finds the zone for a strike. Now Morissette falls behind 1-2. And here's the delivery from Justice in the dirt. Count evens at 2-2. Morissette named to the Baseball America Freshman All-American list. Had an outstanding season with Boston College. Batting over 300. 2-2 pitches flown out into left field. That's Martin on it, and he makes the catch for out number 3. It's a 1-2-3 inning here for the Bravos in the top of the 7th inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. Stretch time now from Lowell Park, with the Braves still on top 2-1 as Blake Brazell retakes them out. Come join us for the bottom of the 7th here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Home half of the 7th inning, and the Kettleers still chasing 1 run here. And it's 5, 6, 7 spots due up here, middle of the order, going up against Blake Brazell, getting his 2nd inning of work, Sam.
Brazell got some big-time help from his field. Nick Bruiser making a fantastic catch at the wall on Casey Schmidt that was able to get Aubrey Major, who was running on the pitch, in a big double play. And Brazell needs to take care of this part of the lineup, get the Braves back on the offensive side to try and get some extra runs in a 2-1 tight ball game.
First pitch to the catcher, Pasick, just misses the zone low for ball 1. Braves right now leading 2-1. In games where they've scored 2 or less runs, they've only won 1 of those games, 1-9 on the season, as Pasick fouls the 1-0 pitch off down the left field line. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Brazell looking to get this team into the 8th with the lead. Here's the 1-1. Way outside. He lost the control of that one. 2-1 now the count.
You know, it's been good to see after a 14-run performance. It might not be 14 runs in this game, but still an 8-hit performance is not bad. It's a lot coming from the offensive side.
2-1 misses way out of the zone as well. Count now 3-1.
In a team that's been so inconsistent, to see this kind of batting in consistent games has been really encouraging, at least in this big stretch that's going to decide the Braves season.
Here's a 3-1 now. And it misses badly out of the zone once again. Brazell really having problems with his release point. It's a leadoff walk to the catcher, Pasick.
He has to stay accurate with that fastball. It's his one good pitch, and if it doesn't hit, it's going to be a ball. And you see it right there with a leadoff walk to Pasick. You bring the potential go-ahead run coming to the plate. It'll be a pinch runner for Cotuit because that run is so important, the tying run over at first.
Yeah, pinch runner for Cotuit. It's Cameron Hill coming into the game now for the catcher, Pasick. So you would have to assume in the top half of the 8th that Sam Ferry will take over for Pasick. But as right now here in the 7th, it's Hill running for the catcher. Chavers so far on tonight's game is 1 for 2 with a single back in the 2nd and a ground out to Jimmy Glowacki, his last time up back in the 4th. Brazell sets here, hands meet at the chin. First pitch is inside at 92. Now it's been 4 consecutive balls now from Brazell.
That fastball is just not finding the zone. Brazell needs to get that under control, facing the one of the toughest parts of this lineup.
Here's the 1-0. Broken bat, line drive. Brazell catches it, and the runner Hill is caught in no man's land for the 2nd consecutive inning. The Braves turn a double play.
And it's another big double play, a ball that easily could have been a hit right back into the glove of Brazell on the broken bat, and Hill over at first was already halfway to second when all Brazell had to do was easily toss it back to first for another double play. That's just killing any momentum the Kettleers have been trying to build up.
Yeah, they call it the inning killer for a reason, and we're going to have another pinch hitter here now for the Kettleers. As it's Joey Loperfido stepping in. First pitch to Loperfido, big swing and a miss. He falls behind 0-1. So Loperfido comes in for the left fielder, Robbie Martin. And I'm sure there's going to be a slate of defensive changes coming in this next half inning as the 0-1 chopped right back up to Brazell. He has trouble picking it up, and he actually doesn't even pick it up. He went to go pick it up with the glove in the hand, and as his hands came up, the ball was not in the glove. It's an infield single on, essentially a swinging bunt for Loperfido.
That's a tough play for Brazell. A not very hardly hit ground ball off the bat of Loperfido. Brazell had trouble picking it up, couldn't get a hand on it, and Loperfido is now on with 2 outs, bringing up Araja New.
Yeah, New comes to the plate here, hitting from the other side. Switch hitter. Gets his first pitch from Brazil, and it fouled right off of his foot. Brazil has the lead here, 0-1. Tying run on first base is Loperfido. Rajanu has hit the home run to put the Kettleers on the board. Their only run of the game. 0-1 misses down and inside. Loperfido goes on the late steal. No way, covered second base. Glowacki actually makes a diving stop to prevent the ball from going into the outfield. Loperfido steals a base, but I think Glowacki there saves him from going to third base.
Yeah, he does, and it's another stolen base on Jacob Campbell, who teams have really been running crazily on, and now it's the tying run over at second base.
Base hit likely scoring Loperfido. Here's the 1-1 now. Fouled off over the press box here at Lowell Park toward the parking lot. Count now a 1-2, and this is a key moment in this game right now, Sam.
Yeah, this is, with the potential go-ahead run at the plate and Rajanu, who's already homered in this game. Tying run at second base. This is the time where the Kettleers can put all their misfortunes of earlier in the game behind them. And just with one swing of the bat for Anu can bring home the tying run and change this ball game in the 7th.
1-2 almost sails over the head of Jacob Campbell. I tell you what, Sam, I think Brazil, as the count evens to 2-2, I think Brazil might be an effective wild.
He has location issues, that's for sure, and he has just missed that strike zone so many times. It hasn't even been close. It's been way wild. It's chased Jacob Campbell out of his position.
Here's the 2-2. Line drive up the middle into center field. Fabian going back on it, and he makes the catch. The Braves get out of the bottom of the 7th inning. Blake Brazil finds a way to do it again. No runs off of 1 hit and 1 left on. The Braves now go to the top of the 8th inning, still with the 2-1 advantage over the Kettleers here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Top of the 8th inning now. The Braves still with the 2-1 lead as they look to build some insurance runs. Jared Poland coming up. And Blake Brazil turns out to be an effective outing for him, Sam, with his day likely over.
It was, but he had some fantastic plays from the field. We mentioned Bruiser's leaping catch at the wall, a few double plays as well, 1 line out made by him. So he had a little bit of help in that outing.
First pitch to Poland misses in the dirt for ball 1. Sam Ferry, like we thought he might, retakes his position at catcher after Cameron Hill pinch ran for the catcher Cody Pasek. The 1-0 pitch misses down low for ball 2. And we have a time call here from head coach Mike Roberts.
He's going to make a pitching change in the middle of the count again.
Yeah, second time today. He's in his 16th consecutive season, and you'd think he has an idea of what he's doing here. He actually has written 2 books on how to steal bases. and Loperfido stole base in the last inning. We'll take a quick break here as Mike Roberts makes a pitching change here in the middle of the at-bat to Jared Poland. We'll be back here on the Braves YouTube channel. Evan Justice's day comes to an end in the middle of the at-bat against Jared Poland. Justice, his final line looks like this. He goes 3 innings, only giving up 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Now taking the mound here from Arkansas, Sam, is Cole Ramage.
Ramage pitching in his 3rd game this season. He started one of them, but this is his 2nd relief appearance on the year, 1.80 ERA. 5 innings pitched on the season. He struck out 5 batters, walked only 1, and given up 7 hits. He comes off of a game July 5th against Hyannis, a 16-4 win for Cotuit. 2 innings pitched there, only allowing 3 hits, 1 walk, and striking out 3 while facing 11 batters. So he comes up to hold the Bourne Braves at bay with a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, he's got a 2-0 count now that he inherits to Jared Poland. He fires a first pitch strike, and you have to imagine that it's got to be a lot of pressure to have that short of a leash. As 2-1 now to Poland, his fastball right down the middle, swung on and missed, and the count evens up at 2-2. Gotta be a short leash when if you go out, you throw two balls in a row and you get yanked. Here's a 2-2. Line drive into the left center field gap. That will get down all the way to the gap and it will roll to the wall. Jared Poland will have extra bases off the new pitcher, Cole Ramage. A leadoff double, and the Bravos once again in business.
Well, Ramage started off well, pitching 2 swing strikes on Jared Poland. But that 2-2 pitch, Poland was all over, lining a ball out in the left center field gap. That ball getting all the way to the wall, and Poland getting to second with a leadoff double. So the first batter for Ramage doesn't go his way. The Braves have a potential scoring run at second base.
They need to take advantage right here, right now as well. Only 1 run. You'd imagine that even though we are in the 8th inning, that 1 run cushion probably not going to be enough against this very high-octane offense in the Kettleers. Kyle Hess steps in for another at-bat, and he calls time here. Hess so far in today's game is 1 for 3. Singled his first time, but then has struck out his last 2 times on a combined 6 pitches. First pitch to Hess. Misses the zone low for ball 1. Hess with 1 RBI on the season has perhaps another chance to get his 2nd RBI with Poland sitting at second base. Ramage comes set, hands meet at the waist. As he turns around to look at Poland. Big opportunity for the Braves to build some insurance as we head into the final 6 outs defensively in this game. Corners are up on the grass. Here's the 1-0, and it's off speed in the zone for strike one, evening up the count at a ball and a strike.
And you have to think this Cotuit lineup has a lot more in them in the final 2 innings. And the Braves have been getting a little bit lucky with the batted balls from Cotuit, just finding the fielders and some great plays being made in the field as well.
2-1 ground ball that Gonzalez has as he falls to his hands and knees. The throw pulls the first baseman, McWhorter, off the bag. They call Hess safe at first base. Poland is able to come all the way around to second to score, and the Braves now have a 2-run advantage, 3-1 here in the top of the 8th.
Nick Gonzalez made a sliding play at second, and the throw was wild. Kyle Hess actually ended up running into first baseman Mason McWhorter, which allowed Jared Poland to come all the way around and score a 3-1 lead for the Bourne Braves. That was a much needed insurance run here in the 8th inning.
The Braves still aren't done yet. Nobody out here. And it's Jacob Campbell stepping in. He doubled his last time to the deepest part of the park and dead center field. It's 397 all the way out there. Has the runner on first, and Ramage will check on him. He's back in without a slide. Big turning point in this game. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball that slides right into the zone. Actually looked like more of a sinker there. Started up near Campbell's head and ended up right at his knees. Ramage takes a peek at Hess at first. Now is going to throw over there. And Hess is back in with a slide. Ramage gives up only his second run of the season. The 1-2 is thrown back over. Actually, the Ramage throws back over. He's back in plenty of time. Hess's single is actually ruled as an error, so it'll go as an E4. Throwing error on Gonzalez that pulled McWhorter off the bag. 0-1 now to Poland is up high. Counted at a ball and a strike. So no RBI for Kyle Hess. Here's the 1-1 now from Ramage. Off speed and swung on and missed by Campbell. He falls behind 1-2.
Campbell's coming off his best hit of the season, a leadoff double in the 6th inning where he showed a little bit of power to straightaway center field over the head of Parker Chavers. And he's looking to build upon that here in this 8th inning.
Ramage sets, hands being at the waist, now fires the 1-2 breaking ball that misses low. Count evens now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Be very important here. Could be very critical if the Braves are able to get back to their top of the lineup with Fabian, Warren, and Beloso. With runners on base, they might be able to blow this game wide open. 2-2 from Campbell, driven out into center field. However, it's right at Parker Chavers. He makes a catch after just a couple of steps, and it's the first out on the top of the 8th.
That was a much-needed down for Cole Ramage on the mound after suffering a hit. Did a double on Jared Poland and an error on Kyle Hess. He gets the first out of the inning on Jacob Campbell. A double play can end this one, but it's Nick Bruiser who had a pretty loud out to center field in his first at-bat.
Yeah, 0-1 back in the 6th inning. Was brought in to pinch hit for Giovanni DiGiacomo. And Ramage once again throws over to check on Hess at first base. He's back in with the slide. Bruiser came into today's game, batting at .222. First pitch to him, fastball. That's in for a strike on the inside half. Bruiser had a pinch hit at bat yesterday against Falmouth yesterday. Actually ended up scoring a run as part of Jackson Greer's grand slam late in that game. Here's the 0-1. Popped up foul. over toward the woods here behind Lowell Park, and Bruiser quickly falls behind 0-2.
After Ramage gets a fly out on Jacob Campbell, he now has Nick Bruiser down 0-2, so he's getting a little more comfortable on the mound after inheriting a bad situation and in the middle of an at-bat to Jared Poland. Gave up a double 3 pitches later.
Here's the 0-2. Misses up and in. Ball and 2 strikes now. From what we've seen, Sam, we have Tyler Brocious warming up in the Bourne bullpen. Being brought in most likely to pitch the 8th and the 9th. Another throw to first base. This one's close, but Hess gets back in safely.
Yeah, sounds like Harvey Shapiro is going to pull the plug on Burzell, who went 2 innings. And Brocious, the everyday closer for the Braves. It's been very reliable. Had a little bit of a shaky appearance against Harwich, where he gave up not only his first hits of the season, but his first runs. But overall, Brocious has been dominant, tied for the league lead in saves.
Ramage shakes a peek at first. Now comes set and fires the 1-2. Runner goes, it's Hess. The ball almost hits him, but it's into right field. A hit and run worked to perfection, and the Braves will have runners on the corners thanks to the 1-out single off the bat of Nick Bruiser.
Oh, and now Kyle Hess gets over to third on the hit and run. A very hard hit ball by Nick Bruiser the other way to right field. And the Braves with runners on the corners and 1 out back to the top of the lineup in Judd Fabian.
Braves with the opportunity to really put some separation between them and the first place Kettleers here in the top of the 8th inning. Fabian coming in 2 for 4 with, of course, the home run to lead off today's game. The infield will play up on the grass. And Sam Ferry relaying the first and third signs. Have to keep an eye on Nick Bruiser over at first base to see if he wants to try and swipe second with the infield playing up on the grass. And now Ferry, the catcher, has a new set of signs, and he relays them back to his infield. Fabian 2 for 4. Homer and a single, his 2 hits. Now has the opportunity to nab another RBI. And now we have a conversation going on between Mike Roberts and the home plate umpire. And we have a meeting between the third baseman Schmidt, the catcher Sperry, and the pitcher Ramage up on the mound.
Yeah, home plate umpire checking some of his notes right now. They're going to be talking on the mound. This is a big moment for Judd Fabian. With 1 out, a double play ends this inning. The infield's playing right on the cut of the grass. Middle infield in double play formation. Everybody resumes their positions now, and a little bit of a stall there from Cotuit, but Fabian back up with a big at-bat.
Well, yeah, we've seen that plenty of times before. Whenever the Braves try and build some momentum, or whenever they have some momentum, Cotuit like to really take their time, get very methodical. Finally, the first pitch to Fabian is off speed. He swings and misses for strike 1. Runners on first and third. 1 run already in for the Braves. It was off of a Nick Gonzalez throwing error. That scored earlier in the inning. 0-1. Fly ball into left field. Back on it is Loper Fido. Say adios. 2 home runs for Judd Fabian. And this one's broken wide open. It's 6-1 Bravos here in the top of the 8th inning.
A big 3-run home run for Judd Fabian in the biggest at-bat of the ball game. Cashes in and breaks this lead wide open in the top of the 8th inning. 6-1 lead for the Braves, and Judd Fabian now the home run leader on this team with 3.
3 home runs on the season, 2 of which coming tonight. And this Braves team now leads the first place Kettleers 6-1. Xavier Warren now stepping in. He's going to look at a first pitch that misses the zone for ball 1. Judd Fabian, have yourself a night. 1-0 to Warren, breaks into the zone for a strike. How about 2 home runs and 4 RBIs?
He's been all over it. A main run producer for this Braves team.
As now Warren looks at strike two. Cole Ramage from the windup now after giving up 4 runs in this inning. 1-2 is grounded right back up to Ramage. He picks it up, throws on to first base in time for out number 2.
Xavier Warren actually tried to call time on that pitch. Umpire doesn't grant it to him. He gets back and makes contact, but it's a slowly hit ground ball right back to Ramage on the mound. But this is the inning the Braves needed right before the Kettleers go back to bat in the bottom of the 8th inning. Gives the Braves a 5-run cushion with possibly Brocious coming back on.
Cade Beloso steps in, looks at a first pitch that misses up and away for ball 1. This is not only the inning that the Braves needed, but the game the Braves needed. Going up against some tough competition in the Kettleers as the 1-0 misses down low, 2-0 now. Braves so far in the season only 1-6 in games following a win, meaning they've only won multiple games in a row once so far in the season. 2-0 pitch is fouled off. Still some work to do, though.
They took down a tough Falmouth team that was a 2-game winning streak, won 7 of their last 8. And the Braves put 14 runs on them and now have a 6-1 lead over a team that just took the lead in the Western Division.
2-1 pitch is swung on and missed by Beloso. Count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes here with 2 away in the top of the 8th. Judd Fabian, a 3-run home run, really putting the separation between these two teams here in the top of the 8th. 2 home runs, both to left center field. The 2-2 to Beloso, fouled straight back into the screen.
Well, then you got Hyannis tomorrow at home.
Right.
A very winnable game. So this Braves team could be looking at a 3-game win streak to turn their fortunes around.
2-2 misses inside. Full count now to Beloso. Can't get too quick about that Hyannis team. It's easy to. I know they're last place, only 5 wins on the season, but hey, guess what? 3 of those come against the Bravos. Payoff pitch to Beloso, swung on and missed, and Beloso goes down on strikes to end the top of the 8th inning. But what an inning it is for the Braves. They score 4 runs, 3 of which coming off the bat of Judd Fabian, making this a 5-run lead for the Braves over the first place Kettleers. Bottom of the 8th, coming up next here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Bottom of the 8th inning, and the Braves have broken it open here. 6-1 our score, and Blake Brazel's night comes to an end. 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts, and a submarine now comes in, Sam, Tyler Brocious.
Yeah, a little bit of a different situation than what Brocious originally thought he was going to come into. It was a 2-1 game when he was warming up in the bullpen. Now a 6-1 lead for the Braves. Tyler Brocious, the righty out of Rhode Island, 5'11", 175, has the submarine motion that he's become famous for. 1 inning pitched in his last game against Harwich where he allowed 3 hits, his first 3 hits allowed on the year, 2 runs as well, and a strikeout. Struggled, but still was able to get the win against the Harwich Mariners. And on the season, he's pitched 6 games so far, 2.45 ERA and 7 1/3 innings pitched, 3 hits allowed, just 2 earned runs, 9 strikeouts, and a league-leading 4 saves.
He will go after the meat of this order. However, first it's Adam Oviedo, and he looks at a first pitch strike right at the knees. However, after Oviedo, it's right back to the top of the order in Gonzalez, Major, and Schmidt. Brocious comes set. Fires in the 0-1. Fly ball into right center field. Back on it is Fabian and Hess. Fabian under it, and he makes the catch for a quick first out here on the bottom of the 8th.
Easy out to right field for the first out of the inning for Tyler Brocious, who's going to have to pitch 2 innings in this game. Usually comes on to just pitch the last and get the save, but he'll have to face a little more batters than he's used to, but gets the first out pretty easily.
Now it's Nick Gonzalez, who this might be his last at bat, and his reached base streak could be on the line right here, right now. First pitch to Gonzalez, ground ball to second base. Cody Morissette gloves it. Throw on as in time, and Nick Gonzalez retired on the first pitch here for out number 2.
Wow, you think about that on-base streak, and that is something else. Reached base in every single game at New Mexico State, 55 games he played there. Has played in 24 games for the Kettleers, reached base in all 24, and this is the game he hasn't reached base. He heads back to the dugout. An 0-for-4 day for the leadoff batter, Nick Gonzalez, and that's exactly what the Braves had to do, was shut down Gonzalez. They haven't been able to shut down Major, but Gonzalez has been held over for today.
Now it is Aubrey Major stepping in. And watch out. First pitch gets past Campbell, the catcher. 1-0. Major 2 for 3 in tonight's game. Couple singles to his credit. Brocious working from the stretch here. Nobody on. Now he fires the 1-0. Misses outside. 2-0 now. Major not somebody you want to make a mistake to. He will make you pay. Brocious comes set. Now fires the 2-0. That just misses outside. Count now moving to 3-0.
Brocious, the most inning he's pitched this season, 2 innings in a win against Harwich on June 17th. That's the only time he's reached that 2 mark.
And it was brought in with bases loaded and only surrendered 1 run, and it was not credited to him. 3-0 misses low, and Brocious walks Major on 4 pitches, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Schmidt.
6-1 lead, not too worried about a walk to their probably best hitter in the lineup so far today. Walks Major over to first. So now Schmidt comes up, a 1-for-3 day for him so far with 2 outs in the inning and a 5-run lead for Brocious on the mound.
Schmidt so far in today's game, 1 for 3. Brocious with plenty of cushion to work with here. He was set to come on and pitch last night, but 4 more runs were put on as the first pitch is chopped off the plate. Brocious leaps, makes the catch, throws onto first base, and plenty of time for outs number 3. It's no runs off, no hits, and 1 left on for the Kettleers. The Braves will look to put even more insurance on this lead as we head into the top of the 9th inning. 6-1 our score. Braves on top of the Kettleers here on the Bourne Braves YouTube channel. Final frame here, top of the ninth inning, and Cole Ramage, as you might have guessed, his night is over. He goes 1 inning. He gives up 4 runs, however, 3 of which earned, and that'll bring on Jackson Wolf into this game tonight, Sam.
Wolf, the left-handed pitcher, this is his first relief appearance on the season. Has started 4 games with an 0-1 record for the Kettleers, 3.05 ERA. Has pitched 17 and 2/3 innings on this season, striking out 16, walking only 4, and giving up 11 hits throughout the season. His last time he started was July 6th against Chatham in a 5-3 loss. 3 innings pitched there, allowing 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 2 hits, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. So he comes on for 1 inning to look to shut down the Braves lineup in the top of the ninth and get the Kettleers back on the batting side where they can work on coming back from a 5-run deficit.
Up first is Jimmy Glowanke. Cleanup man, 1 for 4 today. RBI single back in the 3rd inning, which, if things stand right now, it'll prove to be the game-winning hit. First pitch to him, ground ball to third. That's Casey Schmidt over there. He's got it. Shuffle throw on the first base across the diamond in time for round number 1.
Glowanke with a 1 for 5 day now, an RBI single in the 3rd inning, which was the 2nd run of the day for the Braves.
There's Cody Morissette stepping in. His hit streak extended to 7 games, and it's likely that his RBI streak will end at 6 here. First pitch to him is in the zone for a strike. Morissette with RBIs in 6 games in a row coming into today's game. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball that misses outside. Count evens at a ball and a strike.
Yeah, it's been 10 RBIs in those 6 games as well.
Here's the 1-1. That one's in the dirt. Count now moves to 2-1 to the lefty Morissette out of Boston College. And it's been an incredible stretch of games now for the Braves, scoring 4 more runs in tonight's game, making that 6 out of their last 7. 2-1 misses up and outs, and it feels like the Braves team that would constantly be stuck at 2 runs is a thing of the past.
Yeah, they've been on a fantastic stretch here where their pitching hasn't been the best, but although the past 2 games, it's really been what they've needed it to be.
3-1 is swung on and missed by Morissette. Count fills up at 3-2.
If they can continue playing like this through this middle of July stretch, the dog days of the Cape Cod, they can have themselves a pretty good record come the postseason.
3-2 pitch misses down low, and Morissette works a nice at-bat. He'll head down to first with a walk.
Morissette will get on for the 3rd time today. A pretty good game for him, and that'll bring up Jared Poland, who doubled and came around to score back in the 8th inning.
Yeah, he's got a 5-game hit streak now. He has hits in all 5 of his games played with a Braves uniform on. He scored on the throwing error from Nick Gonzalez. Wolf will check on Morissette at first base. He's back in plenty of time. Sam, we haven't done this yet today because of the start time being at 5 o'clock, but when you have a second, you want to pull up some of the Cape Cod Baseball League scores.
Yeah, absolutely.
First pitch now to Poland. Misses the zone outside for ball 1. What do we got, Sam?
All right, let's do this. So top of the 8th inning, Wareham is over YD 9-2. That's a pretty good bounce back after losing the lead to Cotuit in the West Division last night. Falmouth 5-0 over tomorrow's opponent, Hyannis. A 2-0 lead for Harwich over Chatham. That game in the bottom of the 5th inning.
And 1-0 to Poland. Misses down and at the knees. Please continue, Sam.
Final game, top of the 2nd inning at Eldridge Park. Orleans right now leads Brewster in that game at 3-2. Orleans trying to snap that 6-game losing streak.
And Wareham, should this result hold here at Lowell Park, and if they do hold on to beat YD, would retake the first spot in the West. Poland fouls the 2-0 pitch off into the woods, counting out at 2-1. Very tight between the top 3 teams here in the West. As it stands right now, Cotuit in first with 26 points, Wareham in second at 25, and Falmouth in third at 23. So if Falmouth and Wareham are both to win, they would all be within a point of each other, as the 2-1 is fouled off down the first base side right behind the Braves dugout, and the count evens at 2-2.
Yeah, those 3 have really pulled away with Bourne in 4th place. at 16 points, can possibly get to 18 if they can end this one here. And Hyannis, the bottom with 11. Looks like it's going to stay like that tonight.
Jackson Wolf comes set here. 1 out here in the top of the 9th inning. Braves on top 6-1. Here's the pitch to Poland. Breaking ball, ground ball to short. That's Oviedo. He's got to throw to second in time. Gonzalez is throw on to first base in time. It's a 6-4-3 double play that will take us into the bottom of the 9th inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. And Tyler Brocious will come back out to look to give the Braves their 9th win of the season when we come back here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Bottom of the 9th inning, the Kettleers down to their final 3 outs in this one, and we have a pinch hitter coming in now for Cotuit. It's Colin Kessler.
Kessler's taking over for Mason McWhorter. Kessler, a 152 average on this season, 5 hits in his first 33 at-bats. Last night, he went 0 for 3, 2 runs scored on his 2 walks. He comes up to face Tyler Brocious and get started a 5-run rally for the Cotuit Kettleers.
The first pitch to Kessler from Brocious is inside. It skirts past the glove off of Jacob Campbell. 1-0 count now. And we know the stat on Jacob Campbell is rather unfortunate. He's making his 8th appearance tonight in the game. The previous 7, the Braves have lost all 7 of them. Here's the 1-0. Grounded foul toward the Braves dugout. Count evens at a ball and a strike.
Yeah, the Braves in pretty good shape to end that for Jacob Campbell.
3 games that left against the Kettleers after tonight. They're all in rather fast succession of each other. Braves will face Cotuit at home twice and before returning to Lowell Park for the final time. 1-1 is down and in near Kessler's feet. Count now at 2-1. A lot of moves to be made here in this West Division for the Braves. They're playing Western Division opponents the next 5 out of 6 games. The only outlier are the Harwich Mariners. Two-1 now. And that misses the zone low. And Brocious having a little bit of trouble finding the zone. Braves in action tomorrow night at Bourne, taking on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Braves looking at their first win against the Harbor Hawks all season long. Here's a 3-1 now from Brocious. Popped up foul down the left field line, way out of play. And the count fills up to 3-2.
You know, I know that you hate coulda, shoulda, woulda situations, but imagine if the Braves would have beaten Hyannis on those 3 games that are very winnable games. Obviously, Hyannis has been struggling throughout the season, a 5-17-1 record. You give 3 1s to the Braves, and they're sitting at 500 right now.
Payoff pitch is a line drive right up the middle, and it's a pinch hit single for Colin Kessler coming into this game off the submarine Tyler Brocious. It's a leadoff single now.
Oh, that's how you get it started. A leadoff single gives a runner on base for the Cotuit Kettleers. They're not going to come back from a 5-run deficit with 1 swing, but they get a runner on with nobody out.
Here's Cameron Hill now. Hill was brought on as a pinch runner. Runner on first here, nobody out. Brochus coming set. And now fires. First pitch to Hill. Just misses the zone outside. Braves still with some work to do here in the ninth inning. Have to get the 3 outs still. Braves put up 4 runs in the top of the 8th inning to really create the separation between them and Cotuit. 1-0 pitch. It hits the same exact spot. Misses outside. 2-0.
Roche is just looking to find the zone. Already 1 hit allowed. Runner on first. Trying to find that strike zone here. 2-0.
2-0. Pitch right down the middle. 84 miles an hour from Brochus, and he's in the zone now. 2-1. Brochus, out of the University of Rhode Island, originally recruited as a center fielder. Coaches just pulled him into a bullpen one time, and that submarine motion just turned out to be his natural motion. Watch out. 2-1 is up the middle. It's past the diving Jimmy Glowacki on the north side of second base. And back-to-back singles now for the Kettleers. They're rolling here in the bottom of the ninth inning, first and second, with nobody else.
Broche just giving up 3 hits in his last outing, and now already 2 hits here with nobody out. Cotuit's getting to him a little bit. Has to remain focused on the mound. He has a 5-run cushion, but you let this next batter on base, it's the bases loaded, and the tying run will come to the on-deck circle.
Christian Robinson now coming in place of Parker Chavers. Robinson out of Stanford, much like the left fielder in right now, Nick Bruiser. Robinson so far on the season hitting .247. First pitch to him. Fly ball to his teammate Nick Bruiser out in left field. One Cardinal hits the ball to another, and Bruiser is under it for the first out in the bottom of the ninth.
It's relaxing for Brochus on the mound to get that first out after allowing the first 2 batters to reach base. So now you have 1 out, double play ends the game, and it's another pinch hitter for Cotuit.
Yeah, Dante Williams out of the University of Arizona coming in. It's a scorebook filling night from Mike Roberts, making a lot of moves. Dante Williams for the Kettleers, hitting .254. 1 out here. Runners on first and second for Brochus. Fires the first pitch. Just misses down and outside for ball 1.
Williams, a 189 average on the year, 7 for 37, a home run, 2 RBIs. Last night went 0 for 2 with a run scored and a strikeout.
Brochus coming set. Ground ball away from ending this game. 1-0. Bounce in the dirt. The runner from second, Kessler, will advance to third on the wild pitch from Brochus. It bounced off the plate, off the chest protector of Campbell. And now runners on the corners for the Kettleers.
Well, I think what's more important is that Cameron Hill didn't advance to second, so you still have the double play possibility wide open with runners at the corners. The run on third doesn't matter.
And really, the runner on first doesn't matter that much either if he would come around to score. Braves up by 5 runs here. Runners at the corners as Jacob Campbell just relayed the first and third signs to his defense. Here's the 2-0 to Williams, and it's in the zone right at the belt for a strike. 2-1 now the count. Williams, the lefty, going up the submarine righty in Brochus. Braves looking for their 9th win on the season to propel them to 18 points and create even further separation between them and the last place Harbor Hawks. Here's the 2-1. That misses low. Count now at 3 balls and a strike to Williams.
We haven't seen Tyler Brochus struggle with his location as much as he is here at Lowell Park against the Kettleers. Hasn't given up a walk yet, but he's struggling with finding the strike zone.
See if he gives up a walk here. 3-1 count to Williams. Here's the pitch, and it's popped up foul. The count fills up to 3-2. Braves on what was the 17 games and 16 days stretch. Now it's 12-12. 2-3 right now on that stretch, looking to get back to 500. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Runner goes. It's a walk, so it doesn't matter. And the bases are now loaded for Araj Anu.
Oh, and now it's concerning because, the base is loaded. The tying run comes to the on-deck circle, so that makes this a save situation for Brocious to try and add to his already league-leading number. But Ace Adams, pitching coach, will head out onto the mound. This is starting to get a little concerning. Arajanu already homered in this game back in inning number 3. He has power. He's been retired his last 2 at-bats, but Brocious is continuing to not find the strike zone, and only 1 out in this inning. Cotuit can do some damage.
So Ace Adams has a chat with his pitcher and his catcher up on the mound, and here we go. So you mentioned, Sam, it becomes a save situation with the tying run coming on deck. One out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Here's the first pitch to Anu. He lines it into the left center field gap. This will get all the way down to the wall, and we have a game on our hands. Anu trips going over first base. He's going to have to hold there. However, all 3 runs come across to score, and we have ourselves a game. 6-4 lead, but now the training staff going to check on Anu, who tripped over first base going to second, and that actually really helps out the Braves.
Yeah, he didn't get over to second base, which is shocking on a ball that was in the gap, but he does his job. Gets 3 runs across the plate, makes this a ball game again, and Brocious now, his last 2 appearances, has given up runs. It was 2 against Harwich and now 3 against the Kettleers. He has shown signs of struggle, and Harvey Shapiro is now going to come out.
This is going to be the end for Tyler Brocious.
Which is shocking. A player that was so dominant in the first part of the season. These teams have seemed to start figuring him out. Now he's going to come out in this game. Harvey Shapiro turns to the bullpen for the first time. It'll be Brocious coming out, and the tying run will be at the plate for the Kettleers.
Well, we'll take a quick break. This has turned into a game right now from Lowell Park. 6-4 lead for the Braves with the tying run at the plate. We'll take a quick break and come back. Bottom of the 9th inning, and this has quickly become a game. The Kettleers score 3 runs here in the bottom of the 9th inning to pull within 2 runs of the Bourne Braves. 6-4 score. Tyler Brocious taken out of the inning. He goes 1 2/3, 3 hits, giving up 3 earned runs. However, he is responsible if the runner from first does come across to score. Coming in is Nick Iverson.
Nick Iverson with one of the lowest ERAs in the league, .87, 10 1/3 innings pitched on the season. He's allowed 7 hits, 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts, and 3 walks on the season. His last game was Hyannis, game 2 in the doubleheader against the Harbor Hawks. He faced 3 batters, just 1 strikeout in 1 innings pitched. So he will try and end this one with the tying run at the plate. And what was a 6-1 game is now a 6-4 game.
Yeah, tense moments here from Lowell Park. First pitch to Adam Oviedo popped up foul. And it is a pinch runner over there at first base. It looks like it's Richard Brederin over at first base, replacing Araj Anu, who tripped going around first base on what would have been a double. He stays at first. Perhaps couldn't run. Here's the 0-1. Popped up. It's going to be in play for Cade Beloso, moving toward the dugout, and that's a huge out, number 2, as Beloso makes the catch.
It is. The runner stays over at first. The tying run flies out, and now the tying run will be Nick Gonzalez as it's back to the top of the lineup. We mentioned his on-base streak was potentially snapped tonight, but he comes up for one more chance, and how big it would be for the Kettleers. He represents the tying run as the Braves continue to lead 6-4.
Game on the line here. Kettleers down to their last out as Iverson throws back onto first base to check on the pinch runner, Brethren. 2 outs, and the Kettleers down by 2 runs. Iverson comes set, hands meet at the belt. First pitch fired is just missing high. Fastball at 86, missed the zone high. 3 runs scored here in this bottom of the 9th inning. Given up by Tyler Brocious. And the Kettleers 1 swing of the bat from tying this game. 1-0 also misses upstairs, and now Nick Gonzalez having a 2-0 advantage.
2 high and tight pitches from Iverson. He's trying to brush him off the plate. Nick Gonzalez is a very confident hitter. He's done so much in this league so far halfway through the season.
Iverson comes set, fires a 2-0, and it misses once again, up and in. And now Nick Gonzalez with a 3-0 count, and it's hard to think that he's going to be swinging at this pitch no matter where it's at.
Yeah, it doesn't get any better with Aubrey Major on deck. This is a panic situation for the Braves.
3-0 count. Here's the pitch to Gonzalez, and it's right down the middle, a much-needed strike to calm the nerves of Nick Iverson, and now he can go after Gonzalez here at 3-1.
Yeah, it's still a good hitter's count for Gonzalez. It was so important that Anu didn't get over to second. Any hit could possibly get that 5th run home, but it's still Burton over at first.
Here's the 3-1, popped up foul over our heads, and now the Kettleers down to their last strike. 3-2 count, 2 outs, so Brethren, the runner at first, will be moving on the pitch. Nick Iverson comes set. Game on the line here. Braves up by 2 runs. Here's the payoff pitch to Gonzalez. Fly ball to right center field. Kyle Hess looks under it, and he's got it for out number 3. A nervy finish to this game, but the Braves hold on, giving up 3 runs in the 9th. It doesn't matter by an inch or by a mile. The win is a win, and the Braves get their 9th win of the season tonight against the Kettleers, 6-4.
Well, a win is a win, and it's a big win against the top team in the West. The Kettleers go down as they make it a game in the bottom of the 9th inning, but a 6-4 win for the Bourne Braves here at Lowell Park. A big win, and how important were those insurance runs that came across to score in the 8th inning for the Braves? Judd Fabian comes up huge with 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, a solo shot, and a 3-run shot. And it was just overall a great win for the Braves. Got a little scary, but they end up getting the job done.
They do end up getting the job done, and it is a big win for the Braves. They move up now to 9-14 on the season, picking up their 18th point and creating some more separation. And however, the pitching staff, once again, Sam, getting a little nervy toward the end of the game.
It did. And Harrison Rakowski pitched pretty well. 5 innings pitched to start, or 5 hits allowed to start off this game. Only 1 earned run on the home run from Oraj Anu. But Tyler Brocious struggles again. A little bit concerning from him. He struggled in 2 straight outings. 2 earned runs against Harwich and 3 more against Cotuit here. But they end up getting the win. Those insurance runs ended up being the difference in the game in the 8th inning. And the Braves, no matter how they do it, get a big win.
They do get the big win. And, Sam, I think it goes without mentioning that the offense for this Braves team has really taken a step up, now scoring 4 or more runs in their last 6 out of 7 games.
Yeah, no, that's been the fire for this Bourne Braves team. It was the pitching staff, and now the hitting is the side of the field that's getting things done. And they were the ones that got the Braves the win here tonight was the 6 runs produced by the offense. The pitching struggling at the end. The offense was there to back it up, and that's what ended up getting the Braves the win here today at Lowell Park.
So the Braves pick up their 9th win of the season. Like I said, the final lines from tonight's game is the Braves with 6 runs, 12 hits, 1 error, and 9 left on. The Kettleers 4 runs off of, it looks like 10 hits, 1 error, and 4 left on base. Blake Burzell, because of the late scoring, picks up his first win of the season. He improves to 1-1. Cole Ramage drops this game. He picks up his first loss, and Nick Iverson comes in and gets a huge save, his first of the season. And the Braves pick up the win. Final game time, 2 hours and 49 minutes. The Braves, like I said, improve to 9-14 on the year and have the opportunity to gain 2 more points on the Harbor Hawks if that result holds from them and Falmouth. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, Judd Fabian will join us for our post-game interview. Until then, the final score again, 6-4, Braves on top of the Kettleers. Welcome back here. The Braves picking up the big 6-4 win. Joined now by Judd Fabian. And Judd, talk me through those 2 at-bats, those 2 home runs, especially that first pitch. What were you looking for on that first pitch? Anything special, just trying to put the ball in play?
First pitch is normally a fastball, so I got it, and it happened to be right down the middle, so I had to put a decent swing on it, and I put a pretty good one on.
And now that 3-run home run back in the 8th inning really created the separation. Ended up being the game-winning hit in tonight's game. Do you have any thoughts of dropping a bat flip on that 3-run home run? That was a no-doubter off the bat.
No, I don't really do bat flips. I just run the bases pretty hard.
Yeah.
Next time we play them, if I bat flip, I maybe get hit.
That's a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
A little bit of trouble. And talk me through what you saw. Nick Bruiser made an incredible catch, turned into a double play. What did you see on that play? Because I think that play really changed the tide of that game.
Yeah, that was a big play. He was running back, and I was telling him he had room, and he said he heard me. So, he made a great catch, and then even better throw to Cody. So.
Yeah, and going tomorrow against the last place Hyannis, when you have a game like this, you've really made that leadoff spot your own. How do you carry that momentum into tomorrow night's game?
You gotta have the same approach, same swing, and if it's working, why change it?
Right, if it's broke, don't fix it. Well, Judd, we appreciate you stepping in. The Braves picking up the big 6-4 win over the Cotuit Kettleers, improving to 9-14. Judd Fabian, thank you for stepping in. I appreciate it, and we'll see you next time tomorrow night from Bourne Park. The Braves taking on the last place Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Until then, good night, everybody.